You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland. We are now following two breaking news stories this morning. One right here in the mid-state, the other, though, in Baltimore. That is where there has been a bridge collapse that has sent cars into the water. Take a look at the video right here. That is video of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing there in Baltimore. You just saw that bridge break apart and go into the water. This is after it was hit by a cargo ship earlier in the morning. This video shows us the moment where it happened. You can see that cargo ship coming right there. Look at it. Right there as it makes impact with the critical structure there of the bridge. Now, the Baltimore Fire Department says they are searching for at least 7 people in the water right now. They say agencies started to get calls to 911 around 1:30 this morning. They're calling this a developing mass casualty event. We will continue to keep you updated on this national breaking news story. As you see it again one more time, that is the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore after being hit by a cargo ship collapsing into the water. They're looking for at least 7 people right now. We will continue to follow this story. We're also following breaking news right here in the mid-state. We now know at least 2 people were hurt in an overnight shooting that took place in East Nashville. The Metro Police dispatch is confirming that it happened right before midnight over on Lishi Avenue. That's where we find Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live for us this morning with the very latest on that investigation. Karen.
That's right, Justin. Dispatch tells us the call came in a little before midnight here on Lishi Avenue and Meridian. And I'm actually here with 2 people who live in this home who experienced the shooting. They saw what happened and it affected them. Tara, what happened?
Well, we heard gunshots right after midnight and, jumped in the floor to cover. And once we heard people screaming outside, and then we looked around and realized that one of the bullets had actually came through our house in the wall, hit my husband's phone. So after all is said and done, we just thank God. There's still a God. God is good, and he's still here, and he watched over us tonight.
Absolutely. Tell me how you were feeling the moment that happened. That's insane.
Terrified, scared, terrified. Just you don't want to move. Makes you scared to live here. I'm ready to pack my stuff up and leave.
Absolutely. And you were showing me where the bullet hole went to.
In the corner of the house, straight in the bedroom.
So it could have been a different story if...
Well, 2 bullets came in. One hit the phone, and one is in the pillowcase. So, we're very lucky. God is good, and he protected us.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that y'all...
It gives me a great testimony.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so happy to hear that y'all are safe and nothing happened, but this was a completely frightening experience. Thank you so much for being able to talk to us at this moment. And right now we're working to learn more details on who the people were that were shot. We don't know their names, their ages, their genders. We also don't have any information about the shooters. We don't know if there was one shooter or multiple shooters. When we get that information, we will bring it to you. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
For your time looking at your forecast, and you know that if you weren't to bed real early yesterday, you worked through some showers and thunderstorms. We got a break, and then the main round came in overnight. The good news is we had no severe weather. I have no damage reports to give you as of right now. We're looking at the end of the heavier rainfall. So once you get past this line of yellow and orange in the coming hour and a half, there'll be a few more lingering lighter showers, but the heavy rain will be done. Approaching the airport as we speak here, up toward Mount Juliet in about 13 minutes, so we're not in the clear, but there's no lightning on this portion of the map. So there's no lightning around the metro. That is done for us here. There are still a few strikes out toward the Cumberland Plateau, though. And taking a look, Belmead entering now. I think maybe Vandy waking up, getting to classes and whatnot. Heading downtown itself in about 5-10 minutes. You get that last push of some decent rainfall moving into the area as we speak. And then in about a half hour, things get much better very quickly, which is some good news. Up toward the north, getting away from the Springfield area. Greenbrier, you're just wrapping up shop here as well. Moving more toward the east, toward Gallatin in the next half hour. And then you take a look overnight, and these are going to update for us here, but if you get west of I-65 like we thought through this time, you've seen some 1 to up to 2 inches worth of rainfall so far.
Circular traffic out there for you. Let's get you to I-24 near Hickory Hollow Parkway down in the Antioch area. You can see it there for yourself. Traffic moving along really nicely so far there in Antioch. No big problems in either direction. Of course, we will stay on top of your circular traffic live and local with you through 9. Keep in mind, the rain is falling across many parts of the mid-state, and that will lead to wet roads and trouble spots. So far, so good, though. Well, coming up, a TSU professor now charged with exposing himself to his neighbors. They saw it all on a security camera. We're going to tell you about the charges against him and what the university has to say. And a mid-state police dog.
A little girl running out of time.
Let me out of here! When a kid is in trouble, I get very mad. Got your attention now?
Tonight at 8 on Fox 17.
.408 is the time here on this Tuesday morning. Covenant School students will finally be returning back to their main campus. Now, students had not been taking classes at the school since that deadly shooting happened nearly 1 year ago. It's going to be 1 year officially tomorrow. That's when police say a former student named Audrey Hale shot her way into the school, killing 6 people, including 3 children. Now, since that shooting took place, classes have been relocated to the Brentwood Hills Church of Christ. Students are scheduled to return to their home campus at some point next month. As we mentioned, tomorrow marks 1 year since the anniversary of that particular shooting. Fox 17 News will have extensive coverage throughout the day, including a half-hour special coming up at 5:30. In Operation Crime and Justice, a Tennessee State University professor is facing charges. Police say he exposed himself on his neighbor's security cameras. We're talking about Brian Nagy. You see him here. He shares property lines with 2 of the victims. Police say he was caught several times exposing himself on their cameras. Both of the victims, I should say, have now identified him in those videos. That's according to the affidavit. Now, Nagy is facing stalking as well as indecent exposure charges. TSU says it's aware of the situation, and Nagy will go on paid administrative leave pending this investigation. In your community this morning, a former Gallatin police dog is getting special retirement after 6 years of service. We're talking about this dog right here. You see him. Project Canine Hero is a non-for-profit that cares for retired canines, and it says that this canine right here, Castile, retired on Friday, but I'm sorry, Castle is the name of the dog. Castle. Castle has a history of aggressive behavior, and neither of his previous handlers could adopt him because they say they have young children. So the not-for-profit took in Castle, announcing it on social media just yesterday. Great job by that not-for-profit stepping in there.
Stepping in, giving Castle a home, and maybe you're getting ready to leave your own home a little bit later, and you've been hearing the rain hitting the windows all night. Even yesterday evening, a good thunder and lightning display for a good portion of the night. Now we're done with the lightning in the Nashville area, and our last band of decent rainfall is literally tracking through as we speak. Give it 20 minutes, and then that yellow line moves to the east, and everything starts to die down pretty quickly. But that also means the water has to go somewhere. We know how this goes. We end with the rain, and even though it's not raining, about an hour or 2 from now, we start seeing ponding happening even when it's not raining, and then all the issues happen. Just know that. Watch for standing water. Wind will die down a little bit here. We have wind advisory until 7. Would not be surprised if they lift that advisory a little bit sooner than the 7 o'clock hour, as the wind has already gotten a little bit more on the favorable side. One more decent day, 57 degrees for temperature. Starting off right now, a few more hometown temps, all holding steadily in the upper 50s to right near 60 degrees. There will be a cool down once the rain moves out. Temperatures will stair-step down this evening very quickly, and then we'll eventually end up with 2 nights that will be in the 30s before the end of the week. We'll find those and look ahead to a gorgeous-looking Easter weekend coming up in the next check of your forecast.
Circular traffic out there for you. Let's get to the very latest happening here on I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway, happening there in Antioch. Traffic there moving along just fine near the Tanger outlets. A couple of other things we're following. That includes I-40 here near Fessler's Lane, just east of downtown Nashville. You can see the water kicking up from the roads as people fly by. But so far, no major accidents to tell you about that would tie you up in any big way. Of course, when there's rain like this, the accidents can come pouring in very quickly. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you. Well, coming up, former President Donald Trump voicing complaints about the court cases that he's being charged in. We've got the latest development in his civil and criminal trials. And
for your chance to win a Happy Hiller Club membership, a $1,000 or $5,000 Hiller gift card.
I wish you would have said that earlier.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We are taking a live look in Baltimore. This is where the Francis Scott Key Bridge once stood just a few hours ago. That was until a cargo ship hit it overnight and the bridge collapsed into the river there. Let's take a look. If you can see it right there on the right-hand side of your screen, and if you're away from your television, I would advise you come back and take a look. Authorities say they're looking for at least 7 people right now who could still be in the river as a result of that bridge collapse. Again, this happened around 1:30 this morning, so just a few hours ago. You can see that cargo ship right there on the left-hand side of the screen where the bridge collapsed. It hit some kind of support beam there, and the entire bridge came down. Now, this is part of I-695 there in Baltimore. So this is an interstate, technically, where this bridge has now collapsed. Again, authorities are in the water trying to find at least 7 people. They're describing it as a mass casualty event that they're trying to take care of there. This is in Baltimore, where the Francis Scott Key Bridge is part of the I-695 interstate, has collapsed overnight as a result of a cargo ship hitting that. We'll continue to watch this situation there in Baltimore, give you updates as soon as we get them from our sister stations there in both Baltimore and in Washington, D.C. Former President Donald Trump letting loose after a very busy legal day yesterday.
So what they do is they do election interference, which is court cases, and let's try and tie him up and let's take as much of his money as possible. And I don't know how you can have a trial that's going on right in the middle of an election. Not fair. Not fair.
The former president again describing the hush money criminal case in New York as, quote, election interference. A judge has ordered a jury to begin selection coming up on April the 15th. Trump's lawyers are appealing the decision. They say there should be no trial until after the November election. Now, yesterday, a New York appeals court agreed to block the collection of Trump's assets if he's willing to put up $175 million of the $454 million that he owes in a civil fraud judgment within 10 days. Mr. Trump says he can do it. We're new this morning. A brush fire ignited a car and a structure. This happened yesterday in Kingston Springs. The Cheatham County EMA says that the brush fire started in the 1100th block of Anna Rebecca Court in Kingston Springs. A wind advisory is in effect across much of the midstate still this morning, which of course can spread wildfires very, very quickly. Well, happening today, the Nashville International Airport will have an emergency drill on site. But BNA wants you to know, even though the emergency vehicles and the first responders will look very busy, everything is okay. No one is really hurt. This is just a drill. Now, BNA's full-scale emergency drill will be happening from 9 a.m. until noon. It's a practice emergency scenario. It will include live fires, live explosions, okay? The drill will not affect any airport operations. Later today, some blasting work will take place and an explosion will go off around 1 p.m. Or if the weather's bad, they've rescheduled the event for 3:30. But again, all of this is planned today at BNA. All right, let's talk to Greg Bobus. And Greg, you were telling me earlier about that situation we were watching, unfortunately, in Baltimore with that bridge collapse. They've got temperatures there in the 30s, so the water there is extremely cold, where rescue workers are trying to figure all of that out.
Water's terribly cold. The temperature's a little below 30 degrees, right in that ballpark. And they've had horrible visibility issues overnight.
Wow.
So you think about what just happened in that combination of things, and now to try to have the search and the rescue in 30-degree temperatures. We're going to monitor this very carefully here because this is brand new here. But yeah, not an easy rescue situation when it comes to all the weather elements. So I'll keep my eyes on that too for us. Back home, we had our own weather elements yesterday. We're getting a little bit better though. What to wear out the door this morning? You definitely want to have your rain gear with you, your umbrella. You're going to be using the windshield wipers here, and also remember wipers on, headlights on, and watch for standing water. Because once the rain's done, you'll think, hey, we're good to go, and sometimes we're not. Be careful today. This first half of the day, we're going to find out where all that water actually ends up because we got 1 to 2 inches worth of rainfall in less than 12 hours. Has to go somewhere, takes its time to get there. Taking a look this morning, weather will definitely be in the caution period when it comes to how you treat your day. Standing water, rain, and we have lower visibility here back home too. The one thing that will get better is the visibility once the rain moves out because the wind is kind of whipping around a little bit of that water. So when it hits the windshield, you get the splatter effect. We're not going to have that here for too much longer in the Nashville area. By 8 a.m. we get to lighter rainfall, and then this tracks east of I-65, late morning into early afternoon. By dinner time, it is out of here, and we are done with rain until next week. Next, check your forecast. We'll get looking at your weekend and your 7-day forecast as well. Justin?
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to the very latest happening here on I-40 near Fester's Lane. That's just east of downtown. Traffic there moving along very nicely despite the fact that the rain has been falling throughout the night. So glad to see that most people have been able to steer clear of any types of situations. We are just learning about a crash possibly on Briley Parkway very close to Brick Church Pike. We're going to try to take you there in a moment. This is I-440 at Nolensville Road in South Nashville. As you can see there, traffic really nice. Even though ponding can especially be heavy and problematic on I-440, but so far this morning we're doing fine. Well, the Supreme Court will now hear oral arguments today over the abortion pill, mifepristone, we understand. Now, this comes after the Biden administration appealed a decision from the Fifth Circuit Court, which results and does restrict access to the drug. Now, the White House says it stands by the FDA's approval of this pill as safe and effective.
As the Department of Justice continues defending the FDA's actions before the Supreme Court, President Biden, Vice President Harris remain firmly committed to defending women's ability to access reproductive care.
Abortion opponents want to limit access to this drug, mifepristone, saying that the FDA failed to take certain safety concerns into account when it made mifepristone more easily accessible back in 2016. Now, mifepristone is the most commonly used method to end pregnancy in the United States. The Supreme Court is expected to decide on this drug by late June. Well, coming up, the Lady Vols now out. Not the men. The men are still in. That's the men right there. The women, they're out. They're out of the NCAA tournament. We're going to tell you more about that coming up a little bit later. And Vanderbilt has now hired a brand new
with Lazy Boy.
We worked overtime. Now it's TV time.
We pay the tax plus give you an extra 10% during our anniversary sale, going on now at all 3 Lazy Boy locations.
4:24 is the time in sports news. The Lady Vols never gave up last night, but in the end, it was North Carolina State, on their home floor, by the way, who was able to power through and keep Tennessee out of the Sweet 16 this year. So let's take a look. This is where third seed North Carolina State were able to build a 20-point lead. The Vols almost turned it back around, gaining almost points back, but in the end, it was the Vols who just could not do enough. The Vols star player, Rika Jackson, had a great showing with 33 points and 10 rebounds last night. Tennessee was hoping to make the Sweet 16 for a third year in the row, but the Wolfpack, again on their home floor in the NCAA tournament, were able to secure a 79-72 win. But looking ahead, the Nashville Predators on the Western Conference rival. They're going to be taking them on tonight for that wild card position. We're talking about the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, in the standings, the Preds have 88 points. The Golden Knights just behind them with 85 points. The Preds, of course, want to keep their point streak alive tonight. A win would put them at a whopping 18 games and give them a 6-game win streak as well. Puck drops at Bridgestone Arena coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Well, Vanderbilt has announced a brand new head basketball coach for their program. It's the former James Madison University coach, Mark Byington. Now, he is replacing the former head coach, Jerry Stackhouse, who was let go just a few days ago. Now, Byington led the Dukes to an upset of Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament to get to the second round for the first time in decades before he fell to Duke. Now, over the last 4 seasons at James Madison University, that's where he was. He compiled a record of 82-36.
426, looking at your forecast, getting you up and out the door to some rain, which we'll track here momentarily as soon as we get into our 4:30 half hour. But let's look ahead to the upcoming weekend. Once the rain is done this afternoon, things dry out for the rest of this week, and then we warm up. This is Easter weekend. I know many people doing a lot of things here Thursday all the way through Sunday. Here's how it's shaking out. Very warm for both days. Middle 70s, maybe even upper 70s, mainly sunny, completely dry. Perfect basically 24 hours a day, because when you can wake up with temperatures that are right near the 50-degree mark, keep it dry, keep the wind down, and then get to the 70s, it's a pretty good looking weekend. Taking a look here, how do you get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app though? Maybe yesterday you were worried about the rain coming in, you saw the lightning, you heard the thunder, and you go, we good. If you have this app, and we did not anticipate any severe weather, we did not see any, but if you have this app and we do get severe weather, it will alert you on your phone, and that's when you know to go find the safe spot. If you don't get your phone going off, that means just run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, and this time of the year we do get quite a few of those.
Clear traffic out there for you. Let's get you to I-40 at Donaldson Pike. That is near the airport. As you can see there, traffic moving along really nicely. No big problems out there so far this morning in either direction. We were checking out the possibility of a crash near Briley Parkway and Brickchurch Pike. Haven't seen it up there yet if it's there, but we'll continue to check on things, let you know we'll be fine with Steer Clear traffic live and local with you through 9. Well, the bill would increase the penalties for making threats of violence against a school. We're going to tell you up next what is the next move for the legislator as it goes through.
Dispatch says at least 2 people were
standard heating and air conditioning system designed to give you years of trouble-free service. You can trust AC Plus for your total home comfort. Give us a call. We're AC Plus.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Waking up to continuing rainfall for many of us here. Visibility is down and water is starting to pond in some areas. How much longer throughout this morning? We have to watch that rain on the radar coming up in your forecast.
Now on Fox 17 News this morning, the search for Sebastian Rogers continues, and one volunteer group is asking for calm and coordination. Steer Clear traffic takes us to I-24 Harding Place. The rain is falling, but what about accidents that could tie you up? We've got the very latest coming up in a few. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 4:30 here on this Tuesday. I'm Justin McFarland. We are following 2 breaking news stories this morning. The first one is a national story that we're following out of Baltimore. That's where authorities say the Francis Scott Key Bridge has now collapsed. This is after it was hit by a cargo ship just a few hours ago. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the video on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see where the collision took place and the bridge did collapse. Now, according to Fox News, there could be at least 20 people in the water. They say that the cargo ship appears to be dangling from the bridge, making the rescue efforts very dangerous. Of course, the sun is still down there in Baltimore. As you take a look at the other picture there on your screen, on the left-hand side of your screen, top left, that is a helicopter view of the scene there. Of course, the scene very dark as they wait for sunlight to hopefully aid them with this rescue. This is a national breaking news story. Of course, we'll provide you more details as soon as we get them from Baltimore. We're also following breaking news right here in the mid-state. That includes a shooting where at least 2 people were hurt in East Nashville. Metro Dispatch confirms it happened just before midnight on Lishi Avenue near Cleveland Park. That's where we find Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar. She joins us live with the investigation. Karen?
Good morning. Well, I just spoke to 2 neighbors who had a near-death experience, and we're actually here in front of their home where you can see one of the bullet holes on the side of their house. It is hard to see, but 2 bullets, they tell me, went through their home and potentially could have killed them, but they're actually here in person and survived. It's a miracle by God, Tara Bauman tells me. So can you describe the moments leading up to the bullets entering your bedroom?
Well, we were asleep and we heard lots of gunshots, lots of gunshots. We jumped out of the bed, hit the ground. Gunshots stopped. We heard screaming, got up, trying to peek out windows, see what was going on. And then we realized that the bullet had actually came through the bedroom wall. After further investigation, we realized that it had hit the phone, which probably saved my husband's life. Which also means God is good. God is good and gives me a great testimony.
Absolutely. You're getting emotional.
It was scary. It was scary. My kids come here. My grandbabies come here. It's scary. We should be able to lay down in the bed and go to sleep at night and not have to worry about stray bullets coming through our bedroom.
So it makes you scared moving forward, even being here.
Yeah, and it makes me scared, There needs to be some kind of gun control. I understand your right to bear arms, but get some control on it. Innocent people are dying every day.
I'm so sorry to hear that happen to you, and you're even holding that bullet in your hand, aren't you?
The bullet that was between the pillows in my bed.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get some more answers for you to make sure you're in some kind of peace. Obviously, the situation is extremely traumatizing, and your husband here is the one that could have really had 2 of those bullets hit him, right? One in the head, one in the back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so far what we know is that, as you mentioned, Justin, 2 people were taken to a nearby hospital, but we don't know their identities. We also don't know if there was one shooter or multiple shooters. We're working to find that out. When we have that information, we'll bring it to you. Reporting live in East Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Extremely scary situation there, Karen. Thank you for that live interview with those 2 people there who, I guess, are lucky to be alive. All right, let's get to Greg. He's got the latest on the rain that continues to push through.
That it does. Good news here, though, is the lightning has gone down considerably. We had a lot of lightning the first half of last night, and really even till about 2, even 3 o'clock. Overnight this morning and into this morning. Now we only have 7 lightning strikes across the entire viewing area in the last 15 minutes. And if you are in areas like Hopkinsville, Clarksville, Dickson, Camden, Paris, you're just drying out now. We're trying to find out where that water's going and just avoid it, and you're good. You're basically done with the rain. Nashville area, not quite. This has an interesting trajectory. It's going to the east and toward the right side of our screen, but also coming from the bottom side. So it kind of has this clockwise motion going on for us here. Let's take a look, though. The heaviest of the rainfall that we're going to see is done in Nashville. Done. Looking out toward Lebanon right now, pulling away from Mount Juliet, pulling away from Gallatin, moving out toward Hartsville in the next half hour. So you get the idea. Once this line goes past your hometown, it'll last about 15 minutes and things start getting better. We'll look at future track and what this means for the end of the week with a temperature dip coming up in a few.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get to the very latest happening on I-24 near Harding Place. You can see that traffic for yourself rolling along very nicely. No big problems in either direction. Let's check near the airport. How about there? I-40 near Dallas and Pike also looking really nice this morning so far. We did have a report of a crash near Bradley Parkway and Bradley Parkway at Brickchurch Pike where we saw a earlier crash, but so far we just haven't seen it on our cameras. We are getting new reports in the last few moments moment of a crash happening over on the I-65 loop, exit 216. Okay, so that would be 211 rather. That'd be further out. We're going to try to get you more details on that coming up here in a few. As this rain is pushing through, it can change things very quickly. Continuing coverage this morning as the search for Sebastian Rogers now moves to a brand new phase, and volunteers will gather later this morning in Hendersonville. Now, the not-for-profit organization, the United Cajun Navy, is getting together asking for volunteers to sign up online. That is happening just as some county officials are raising concerns about unauthorized search groups. This is after there were several incidents reported of trespassing and possibly compromising evidence by people walking around. The searches are gathering at 10 a.m. at the address 90 Volunteer Drive that is in Hendersonville. A bill that would increase the penalty for making a threat of mass violence against a Tennessee school has now taken an important step forward. Now, the bill would likely cover the threat that shut down the Christ Presbyterian Academy yesterday. School leaders canceled classes at CPA after receiving a disturbing message regarding school safety over the weekend. The measure passed the State House yesterday with heavy bipartisan support. It is up for a vote today in the Senate, and one of their judiciary committees will see what happens there. Well, coming up, a big name in music has had several of his properties raided by federal law enforcement. We're going to tell you what the investigation is going on and whether or not Diddy could be involved. And a man got through the airport security and on
with 27 competitors.
This is the biggest tournament of champions ever.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
4:40 is the time. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has properties all over the country, but the properties in Los Angeles and Miami are being searched by federal investigators as part of a sex trafficking probe. Take a look at this video of Diddy's home in Miami Beach. CNN reports 3 of his properties have been raided so far. It's not clear if he's the target of this investigation or not. Now, 3 women have sued Sean Combs, accusing him of sexual assault. Diddy has not been charged with an actual crime. Security video shows what appears to be a man taking photos of multiple passengers' boarding passes, then using a picture of one of those boarding passes to board a Delta flight. Happened earlier this month at the Salt Lake City International Airport gate. Now, the court documents say that it was 26-year-old Wyclef Florizard who had a standby ticket for Southwest Airlines. He used that ticket to get past the security, but once he got to the gate, the flight was full and he was rescheduled to a later flight. Authorities say instead he got on a Delta flight. Once he was on the plane, he allegedly hid in the bathroom before the flight attendants figured out that he didn't have an actual ticket. The plane then returned to the gate. He faces 1 count of stowing away on a vessel or an aircraft. Wonder how often they have to use that charge. Let's get to Greg.
4:42 your time, taking a look at the next weather maker's already upon us. You've known about it since early in the week, and now we're talking about what's happening here going into the next couple of days to get us to the weekend. Here's your rain chances. The bars that are high mean that time is likely. We're going to keep seeing some rain here. The 4 a.m. hour where we're at right now through 7 and then 10 o'clock, rain chances do go down. And then for tomorrow, nothing to worry about. Temperatures get a little bit cooler, but we'll be dry and we'll get back to some sunshine, and the wind will go away, which is one of the best parts here. That wind has been a little bit of a nuisance the last 24 hours. A few bands of some decent rainfall still tracking through here on Future Track. 8 a.m., everything west of I-65 is basically wrapped up at that point. And then we continue to see things push away toward the Cumberland Plateau. 1 p.m., the majority of us are done. The last lingering showers on the radar move away by dinner time. If you have plans late in the day or even just driving back, home later on today, you'll be fine. But out the door, wet pavement, rain still coming down. Keep that in mind. And the next check of your Code Red forecast, we'll look ahead to that upcoming weekend. We have Easter Sunday, a sneak peek at that. We've got a lot of things coming your way, including talking about the upcoming eclipse in less than 2 weeks from now.
Clear traffic for you. We've got a crash to tell you about. This one's happening on I-40 near White Bridge Road. This is over in the West Nashville area. This is normally where we watch the trucks sleep. This morning is where we're watching the police work. They're working a multi-car crash out there right along the shoulder of the road. We'll give you more details as soon as we get them on Fox 17 News this morning. But first, a Tennessee bill could give clinics more freedom to choose where you get your medication. We're going to tell you how it could help lower drug prices and how you look at your screen could affect your mental health.
It gave me new hope.
Talk to your cardiologist today. Visit hcmrealtalk.com to learn more.
4:45 is the time. We continue to follow the breaking news out of Baltimore. That is where the Francis Scott Key Bridge has collapsed. Now, this bridge is part of the I-695 interstate there, and it runs across a major river in Baltimore. If you watch there on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see the moment when a cargo ship hit the bridge overnight, causing that bridge to collapse. Now, according to authorities there, we could have as many as 20 people who could be in this water. As a matter of fact, our Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus was telling us temperatures there in Baltimore are around 30 degrees or just below. So the water there extremely cold in Baltimore, as again, you can watch that cargo ship hit that bridge, causing it to collapse. Crews are in there in the water right now. We understand that part of the bridge could be dangling from the ship and is making rescue operations incredibly dangerous. Crews are in the water now. We'll continue to watch it for you. This is a national breaking news story, and we've got sister stations in Baltimore and Washington, D.C. on the scene, giving you us the very latest. The White House says it is perplexed by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's decision to cancel a high-level delegation's planned visit to Washington. Now, this comes after the United States abstained from the United Nations Security Council's ceasefire resolution vote, instead using its veto power. The White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby emphasizes that the vote does not represent a shift in U.S. policy.
It seems like the Prime Minister's office is choosing to create a perception of daylight here when they don't need to do that.
President Biden requested a visit from the Israeli officials in order to share concerns about possible military operations in Rafah. Now, Kirby says that Biden and Netanyahu will have follow-up discussions. The state Senate is scheduled to take up a bill later this week that could make it easier for seriously ill people to get the medication that they need. Now, the measure targets a process called white bagging. That is when insurance companies force hospitals and clinics to get your medicine from select pharmacies that are in some cases owned by the insurance company.
It allows providers to spend time caring for their patients, and it protects patients by requiring coverage of their medication at the same level, regardless of where the medication is sourced.
The bill has already passed the Tennessee House. The Senate Commerce and Labor Committee is scheduled to vote on it coming up tomorrow. Blizzard conditions are in much of the Midwest as yesterday began, and they're still ongoing right now. States like Nebraska, the Dakotas, Colorado, and Minnesota all experience a very powerful winter storm, even though it is the spring technically now. Sleet, freezing rain also moved into the Mississippi Valley, and parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin could see up to 8 inches of snow. Now, Greg, you've spent some time in the Midwest, and so have I. We know that snow in some of those places are fairly common, even into the month of May sometimes.
Yeah, there have been times, Justin, where I used to live back there and forecast back there in Illinois, and we would have 70 degrees and tornado warnings on a Monday and 6 inches of snow on Friday.
Yeah.
It's the middle of May.
Baseball season's about to start here, and we've seen the snow outs.
Oh, we probably will this
Absolutely.
year too. As far as our forecast back home goes, we're not using that word in ours. The snow is not going to be there. We're wrapping up shop on winter real quick here. When we go into the weekend, especially for Easter, things could not look better. And I'm showing this map even though it doesn't change that much. This is the beginning of change, even just 1 or 2 degrees cooler than yesterday morning at this time in our western counties. These are the same areas that have already seen the end of the rain. That will be the case for the rest of us today. We'll still be warm, upper 60s to right near 70, but cooler air is on the way, and not as cold as up in the Midwest, not even close, but there will be temperatures that drop to right near 60 for tomorrow and also for Thursday. What does this mean for your school day? Well, it means for the morning hours, I would still have the rain gear or at least some good rain boots, some good shoes. A lot of puddles out there, a lot of standing water. First bell will still have some rain on the radar, absolutely. East of I-65. After school, we're all back to a little bit of sunshine, hovering right near the 70-degree mark.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to White Bridge Road at I-40. That's where we've got a couple of cars over there as a result of a crash. They've got 2 lanes shut down. Easiest way to steer clear of this, if you would like, is taking Charlotte Pike. That'll get you right past this, and then you can jump back on I-40 around the 46th Avenue area there. But so far, minor delays coming in from the west side. We'll continue to watch this crash, let you know what else develops here with Steer Clear Traffic live and local through 9. The COVID-19 pandemic shut down the world 4 years ago. But even today, people are still dealing with health consequences. There has been data released by the CDC that shows that youth are facing more challenges when it comes to their mental health. Fox News' Stephanie Quirk has more.
When it's at your fingertips, it's hard not to scroll.
How much time do you think you spend on your phone on average a day?
Maybe 5 hours.
7 to 10.
5 hours probably.
But for many of these students at UW-Milwaukee, those numbers were even higher during the pandemic.
I think we really wasn't able to go to school, still be there, and still be engaged. It was just hard.
I looked back at my phone history and I realized I didn't even remember the last 3 posts.
Between social isolation and online learning,
just watching somebody do it on a screen or talk about it on a screen isn't as effective.
Dr. Tyler Rickers with Rogers Behavioral Health says they're seeing the impacts the COVID lockdown left on young adults and teens today.
Decreased social awareness and abilities. The education isn't quite as good, so they have some deficits there. And some of them haven't had necessarily the consequences.
He says all of these factors can cause mental health challenges.
Then that leads to anger and depression, anxiety, and frustration.
But Dr. Rickers says that doesn't mean there isn't hope.
Just because this is the way it is now doesn't mean it's the way you're always going to feel.
And if you're feeling lost,
don't go down the rabbit holes. Get out of the dang house. Go do some things. Get some sun. Talk to people.
Advice designed to help scroll less and look up at the world more.
Well, coming up here on Fox 17 News this morning, a celebration at Cheekwood Gardens for Easter weekend. We're going to tell you what's in store as thousands of Easter eggs will be hidden around the gardens. And Instagram is changing whether or not political posts.
Trucking response team. We will be there for you, wherever you are, whatever you need. We are America's largest injury law firm for a reason. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look here over at BNA, that is Nashville International Airport. Things are busy. Look at that woman there, man. She's got a lot going on with the stroller and the luggage on her back and listen, it's a lot being a parent sometimes, I can see. Things are busy there at the airport. We'll have the very latest on new expansions happening as there is a big drill set for there later today. There will be live fire, live explosions. It's all just a drill though happening at BNA. We'll have more details on that coming up in a few. Looking ahead to this weekend, as Cheekwood is celebrating Easter with the Great Spring Art Hop. It's happening on March 29th and March 30th. That is a Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. The festival will include 36,000 eggs for egg hunters to find, plus hands-on activities, even music, food, and a lot more. Now, if you want to see the full schedule and the ticket prices, you can just head to our website at fox17.com. Let's get to Greg.
I mean, Justin, you want to talk Easter? Let's talk Easter. Forecast for it here, day of 75 degrees, partly cloudy, nice and warm. Even the morning hours will be in the 50s, nothing to worry about. And Saturday looks just as good. Really, every day after today leading up to and even out of Easter Sunday itself looking really nice. Today's kind of that pivot day where we go from the rain that is still out there for some folks. Some are already done with it. Thunderstorm activity, though, has died down, and we're pretty much done with that, which is good. Wind will also taper down throughout the afternoon. Wind advisory until 7, but I would be shocked if we don't get that canceled a little bit early. Take a look here. Code Red Weather app, best way to go to track those showers like we had yesterday. They moved in a little after sunset, and boy, did the lightning show light you up. Now, you might worry sometimes when the sun goes down and you have thunderstorms in the area. Are we getting severe weather? Well, if you have the Code Red Weather app, it will alert you to your specific county if we do have any worries of severe weather. Your phone didn't go off yesterday, and if you didn't have the app, next time, hopefully it won't go off as well. No severe weather in our forecast.
Still clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to the latest look here at I-40 at White Bridge Road as you make that drive out and about. That is there in the West Nashville area. Authorities are there with a couple of police cars in tow. They're waiting on a tow truck, I believe, at this point, just to get this out of here. Blocking off 2 lanes right now. You can use Charlotte Pike as the best way to steer clear. This is the only big accident we're following. But listen, with the rain falling like this, it is possible that we can see multiple crashes in a very short period of time across the mid-state. We'll continue to watch things for you. Well, Instagram has started to limit political content automatically unless users change their settings. Now, the app has changed user settings to the default position of limiting political content. The company says it is restricting political content that mentions, quote, laws, elections, or social topics unless the users choose to allow it. Now, critics are calling the move an outrageous overstep and a threat to democracy. Meta, who owns Instagram, by the way, owns Facebook as well, says that it does not impact posts from accounts people choose to follow. But some users say when they tried to change the setting inside of the app, it either crashed or would not allow it to happen. We'll continue to follow it. Well, Costco is keeping a closer watch on its $1.50 hot dog, drink, and pizza slices. A Reddit photo from Costco in Orlando, Florida shows a sign that says people without an active Costco membership will not be allowed to buy items from the food court. Now, this rule was always in place, but analysts say it was never really enforced. The membership card rule officially becomes effective coming up on April the 8th. Gold Star memberships at Costco are $60 per year. That's the same price as it was back in 2017. So long story short, everyone, if you don't have a membership card, you can't even go inside to buy the hot dogs or pizza starting on April the 8th.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on Tuesday morning on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are following 2 big breaking news stories here on your Tuesday morning. First of all, we have a bridge collapse in Baltimore that sends several cars into the water. And we have a shooting in East Nashville that's left 2 people hurt.
We're going to first, though, bring you to the latest updates regarding the national news out of Baltimore. This is where crews say their Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after being hit by a cargo ship. we're showing you some video there live right here from the scene.
Yeah, kind of tough to make out because it is so dark and it is on the water, but if you look on the bottom right, that is the video of the moment that that cargo ship hit a pillar on the bridge, causing the entire span to drop down into the water. Absolutely terrifying. The Baltimore Fire Department now confirms as many as 20 people could be in the water because there were several cars and trucks on the bridge at the time. We understand 911 calls started coming in around 1:30 this morning, reporting that a ship coming out of Baltimore hit that column of the bridge, sending all the cars and trucks into the water.
We're told no one on the cargo ship was hurt. We're going to continue bringing you some national updates regarding this breaking news story as soon as we get some more details.
Yeah, just wild. And back here at home, breaking news as well. This is in Middle Tennessee as 2 people are hurt in a shooting in East Nashville, and Metro Dispatch confirms it happened around midnight on Lishy Avenue.
That is where we find Fox 17 News reporter Kieran Aguilar joining us with more updates on this investigation, including Kieran updates from homeowners who say they really dodged a bullet, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a scene out of a movie. 2 people I spoke with live in this house behind me, and they say that they were getting ready for bed because the call came in a little before midnight for that shooting, and they tell me that 2 bullets from that shooting actually went through their bedroom wall. Now, we're too far and it's hard to see, but it's actually right next to that window. And Tara Bowman says that her and her husband, again, they were just laying in bed. They heard the shots, and those 2 bullets hit between the 2 pillows. One of the bullets hit her husband's phone, and that bullet ricocheted off his phone and exited to the bedroom wall. Just such a frightening experience. They tell me that it's only God that helped them survive, but I want you to hear it from her own words. Take a listen.
Heard gunshots, kind of jumped out of our bed, hit the floor. Heard people screaming, got up and realized that the bullets had actually came through our bedroom wall. One of them was between the pillow, and one of them hit the phone. And what I get out of all this is, you know, kids like to play with guns, but God is bigger. God is bigger, and He's still here, and He's still protecting us.
She tells me that moving forward, she's even scared to live in the home. She says she's never seen anything like this. And shortly after the bullets entered her bedroom wall, she had to take her husband to the hospital because he was facing high blood pressure from all that anxiety. As you can imagine, what a traumatizing experience that is in the middle of the night. Now, in regards to the shooting, as you mentioned, we know that at least 2 people were sent to the hospital. We don't know their identities. We're working to find out who they are, ages, genders, names. We also don't know if it was one shooter or multiple shooters. We also don't know if they're in custody, but again, we're working to find that out, and when we have that information, we will bring it to you. Reporting live in East Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
5:04 your time, and you can see Karen has the umbrella going here. Lightning, thankfully, is gone. We're done with thunderstorms, but definitely still a few decent pockets of some rainfall. Folks, this is the end. It started a little bit earlier yesterday than many of us would have wanted. We had the lightning show. No severe weather at any point, but some decent rainfall returns are still being calculated here. We'll show you what the rough estimate is in about 10 minutes, but where's it going? Where's the rain at right now, and how quickly do we get out of it? Take a look. Lewisburg, you're over some decent rainfall right now, or it is right over you. Lawrenceburg, same situation. Hohenwald, you're almost done. I will tell you right now, when this back edge of the system moves out, aside from a sprinkle later this morning, the steady, consistent rainfall is done. Right over Murfreesboro, too, tracking out toward the east, and this is just that consistent, like you heard on Karen's umbrella, rainfall. This is not thunderstorm activity. 2 areas to watch, though, where the rain's a little bit heavier. If you get south of Nashville, 65 all the way down toward Brentwood, seeing some decent rainfall there. And then Antioch up toward the Nashville area, you could be seeing some decent rain and still a little bit of wind. We'll find out when the rain and the wind both end in the next check of your forecast.
All righty, Greg, thank you so much. 5:05 steer clear traffic time. Continuing to keep an eye on this crash, I-40 at White Bridge Road in West Nashville. The good news is not a whole lot of volume in our traffic flow right now, but still a brake check as you're here in Nashville, west of town. A couple of cars off to that left shoulder. We can see a Tractor trailer off to the right shoulder, and police TDOT and tow truck on the scene. This looks to be the biggest issue of the morning right now, but please, with the wet roads and the rain still coming down, hydroplating could be a concern. Hitting a big old pothole that you can't see because it's dark and rainy, that's another concern. We'll get in another check of steer clear traffic in just a few minutes.
Right now, though, we also have continuing coverage after a motorcyclist was airlifted to a Nashville hospital after he hit a pothole in I-40 and crashed in Humphreys County over the weekend.
Just a tragic story here. 61-year-old Gordon Guffey had severe injuries and is still in intensive care this morning at Skyline Medical Center. His wife, Stephanie, fears her husband will never be the same. She says he suffered severe head trauma, massive concussion, and a brain bleed, along with several broken bones and bruised lungs. TDOT tells Fox 17 News they did complete the milling work on this spot on I-40 yesterday, and they plan to repave it later today. Sadly didn't get that one fixed fast enough, before something like this happened. So we want to hear from you. Do you think TDOT is doing a good job of filling potholes on the mid-state roads?
As of right now, 87.5% of you all say no. And there is still time for you to go ahead and vote and let us know what you think by heading to our Fox Nashville X account.
Big headlines here at home. A TSU professor charged with exposing himself in front of a neighbor's security cameras. The charges against him and what the university has to say.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a Tennessee State University professor facing serious charges. Police say he exposed himself on his neighbor's security cameras.
Brian Nagy is his name. You're looking at his photo right here. And Mr. Nagy shares property lines with the two victims. Police say he was caught several times exposing himself on their cameras. Both victims identified him through the videos. That's according to the affidavit. Nagy is facing stalking and indecent exposure charges. TSU telling Fox 17 News they're aware of the situation and that Mr. Nagy will go on paid administrative leave pending the investigation.
In your community this Tuesday morning, a former Gallatin police dog is getting a special retirement after 6 years of service.
This is a really neat story. Project Canine Hero is a nonprofit that cares for retired police dogs, and they tell us Castle retired Friday. Now, there's a little issue here with Castle. Great police dog, but Castle also does have a history of aggressive behavior, and for that reason neither of his previous handlers could adopt him because they have young children at home. So the nonprofit Project Canine Hero took Castle in to give him a good retirement home.
Congrats to Castle. Here we're going to check in now with our code red meteorologist. Some folks hearing some rumbles of thunder overnight.
Yeah, rumbles of thunder. They never got too strong to go to severe weather, which is good. We knew it going into yesterday morning that it wouldn't be a code red night, just one of those nights that was going to be loud. Going to be a lightning show and quite a bit of rain coming down. The rain is dying down as we speak. This picture looks better than it did even an hour ago in terms of the downtown skyline. We're getting toward the end stages of this very quick weather maker. The rain wasn't even here 12 hours ago. So we put down quite a bit real quick, and now it's getting out of here. 5 a.m. on Future Track goes to 8 o'clock. So it has stalled a little bit. A few more hours worth of rain will be on and off for us here, especially east of I-65. Might even hang around as long as 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but then we begin to dry out. By dinner time, by the time we get to sunset, you'll actually have a little sun out there. Temperatures in the low 70s, and we'll also see the wind start to diminish throughout the day as well. So all good things ahead of us once we're past this morning, but we have school. We have the morning commute. All the little rough patches in the morning might be there for us, so just keep that in mind. What does it mean for the airport? Days like this can be rough, or you might just catch a little bit of luck. Taking a look, 57 degrees through 9 a.m., 70 degrees at 3 p.m. Right now, going inside the terminal here, only 10 flight delays and no cancellations out of BNA so far this morning.
Good news, Greg. Thank you so much. Steer clear traffic. Continue to keep an eye on the only problem spot this morning in your commute, and that's on I-40 at White Bridge Road. This is inbound to Nashville, west of town. We can see a tractor trailer, a couple cars, and a tow truck, plus police on the scene here as folks are kind of making their way by. You've got you've got obstacles on either side of the interstate. So just a brake check as you're coming in from places like Bellevue this morning. We'll get another look of steer clear traffic in about 5 minutes.
Coming up, former President Donald Trump sounding off about the court cases against him. We'll share the latest developments in
these prices, right? Great brands, great prices. Discover it all at Kohl's.
Welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. 5:15 is your time. Right now, we've got a live look from Baltimore this morning where we have had a cargo ship run into the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which is a major gateway there in Baltimore, causing the entire span of the bridge to collapse. That's what you're seeing on the bottom right side of your screen. That's video from earlier this morning. We're thinking between around 1 and 1:30. Top left is a current live look. I know it's very dark. It's kind of hard to see, but what you want to know is that we have the Coast Guard currently out there trying to figure exactly how many victims there are, how many cars have been on the bridge at the time. And we also are hearing just moments ago from National Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who had this to say. I've spoken with Governor Moore and Mayor Scott to offer the Department of Transportation support following the vessel strike. Of course, those are his words. And the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Rescue efforts remain underway. So, monitoring all of these breaking news developments for you. Just so you know, I mentioned this bridge being a major thoroughfare through there. It's the I-695 bridge, which there's so many interstate loop systems there in D.C., 695 being one of them. They're calling it a mass casualty event. So we will monitor those breaking news updates for you every few minutes.
In national headlines, let's talk about politics. Former President Donald Trump sharing some updates after a very busy Monday. Listen here.
So what they do is they do election interference, which is court cases, and let's try and tie him up and let's take as much of his money as possible. And I don't know how you're going to have a trial that's going on right in the middle of an election. Not fair. Not fair.
Well, the former president again describing the hush money criminal case in New York as, quote, election interference. That's what he was talking about. The judge has ordered jury selection to begin April 15th. Trump's lawyers, though, are appealing. They say there should be no trial until after the November election. Well, Monday, a New York appeals court agreed to block collection of Trump's assets if he puts up $175 million in the $454 million civil fraud judgment within a couple of days. Trump says he can do that.
Coming back here closer to home, we want to get you updated on a story from Kingston Springs where a brush fire ignited a car fire and then spread to a building. This is in Cheatham County, where the EMA says the brush fire started in the 1100 block of Anna Rebecca Court, again in Kingston Springs. A wind advisory in effect across the midstate this morning, which, thankfully we've got the rain, which, dampens any fire spread, but those high winds still of big concern.
Happening today, want to let y'all know that Nashville International Airport, they're going to have some emergency drills on site. So right now, our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is on the scene, just letting people know, don't worry, don't panic. This is a planned emergency drill.
Well, and it's interesting too, because today at BNA, we have a bit of a 1-2 punch. So the emergency drill that Erica is mentioning is basically going to be testing the ability of airport leaders and first responders to respond in the event of a real emergency. So that emergency drill today going to start at 9 a.m. and goes till noon. You will see fire, you'll see smoke, you'll hear explosions, a lot of first responders in that area. This will not impact flights. I mentioned the 1-2 punch. The other thing happening is the blasting that is scheduled for today, because the airport is also working on construction. So we've got blasting explosions from the construction work, and then we've got the emergency drill today going on at the same time. So again, if you're in and around Nashville International Airport, just know no need to be concerned.
Okay, so weather-wise, Greg, is the rain going to be any hindrance for flights this morning?
So far it's not. Checked a little while ago, only 10 delays, no cancellations as of right now, which is kind of fairly typical because it isn't always just our weather too. There's the blizzard stuff going on in the Midwest.
Right.
A lot of things happening. So locally we're okay right now, thankfully, and the rain is ending at the airport, I'd say in the next hour or two. Here's how much we've seen, and you're going to go, whoa, this is not how much I feel like we've had. These are rainfall estimates over the last 24 hours, but many of the areas that have the smaller numbers, like out toward Crossville and Cookeville, of well less than an inch, well, you've still got another good 2 or 3 hours worth of rain. The places like, say you get out toward Clarksville, Hopkinsville area, and then down toward Linden and Lawrenceburg, you're almost done. So we're kind of working away from the rain, getting those totals stacking up, and then still adding a few more to the places that have the rain. There we go. Showing you right there on the screen. Here we have a few light rain showers in Nashville. That will linger for a couple more hours. I do believe by around 8 o'clock, things begin to really die down with the rain west of I-65 for the rest of the day. Lawrenceburg, light steady rainfall. Nothing new there. That's been the case all overnight. But one more push of some decent rain, and then you'll start wrapping up things here in the coming hour as well. This is really going to be a very easy morning to navigate. No lightning anywhere. The wind is getting a little bit more manageable, but it might still knock you around just a little bit. What I want you to do is use the headlights and watch out for any standing water this morning before we get to sunrise. We're still a good hour and a half away from sunrise. Carthage, half hour, you go under a decent shower as well.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic out there. Let's get you to I-40 near White Bridge Road. As you make that drive out and about, we have got a crash there in the West Nashville area. Tow truck in place to get that car out of there, and hopefully after that they can reopen all lanes of I-40. Until then, could be a bit of a slow go coming in from the west side. You can use Charlotte Pike running right along this area as the good way to steer clear. We are picking up other crashes on other sides of town. Minor fender benders at this point. Just know with the rain falling like this, you see all this water kicking up from the vehicles going by. It is going to cause low visibility and slick conditions.
All righty, Justin, thank you. Business headlines here on your Tuesday morning. The Volkswagen plant here in Tennessee, it's out in Chattanooga, will vote on whether to unionize, and we now know when that will happen.
The United Auto Workers announcing on Facebook just yesterday that elections will happen April 17th, 18th, and 19th. By the way, this is the third time that the Chattanooga plant has held a unionization vote. Many Volkswagen plants around the world, though, are already unionized.
Williamson County lawmakers having some trouble.
Then right now, sign up, play our fantastic games, and if you don't get lucky on your first visit, you'll get up to $250 on the house. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. All kinds of awesome.
5:24 is the time. For months now, politicians, educators, parents, and advocates have all talked about the school choice program. As a matter of fact, let's switch gears. Let's get to Baltimore. We are hearing from, coming up in 1 minute, we understand. In a few seconds, we're going to shift gears to Baltimore. That's where we're going to get an update on the bridge collapse that has happened there in Baltimore. Of course, we know a total of at least 20 people could still be in the water after a bridge collapse that happened earlier in the morning. Again, that scene took place in Baltimore where the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed, and part of that bridge ended up in the river. Now, we are told that at least 20 people could still be in the water, and crews are looking for them as we speak. We're waiting on a news conference to get started any second now, maybe not. All right, so we'll continue to wait there in Baltimore, and as soon as we get more details, we'll bring them to you as we wait on that live news conference there from, I'm sure, the mayor and the governor and others in Baltimore. In the meantime, let's get to Greg. We got to look at your forecast.
Yeah, taking a look here, and as we wait on that for you, I'm going to get you going through today and what we need to know here back home. 72 degrees, wind dying down for us as we speak, which is good. Wind advisory till 7. I'd be shocked if that ends up being the case here all the way through 7 o'clock. Wind speeds getting more favorable, and showers are dying down as well. Did you have the Fox 17 Code Red weather app last night? If you didn't, you might have been worried about severe weather. A lot of lightning, very loud, a lot of thunder, but we did not have any severe weather. If we would have had severe weather, you would have known that by having the Fox 17 Code Red weather app, because it would have alerted you just to your specific county. That's how it works. So that's how you know. That's kind of your fail-safe. Do I have to worry, or am I in a good position in a good place? 72 degrees today, 62 degrees for your temperature on Wednesday, and then 64 on Thursday, with temps going to 70s for the weekend. Justin?
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you to I-24 at Haywood Lane, and this is in the Antioch area. See traffic held up there because of a crash that is happening there on the shoulder of the road. We are still waiting to see exactly what happens and how many crews will be needed in order to get this particular situation cleared up. We're also looking at a scene over in West Nashville as we are continuing to watch in there. All right, let's get to the press conference, everyone. The press conference is ongoing there in Baltimore. That is the police chief standing by there along with the mayor of Baltimore. After a bridge collapse.
Chief of the Baltimore City Fire Department. I'm joined this morning by our Mayor Brandon Scott, Council President Mosby, Councilwoman Porter, County Executive Johnny Oshevsky, and Baltimore County Fire Chief Joanne Runn. Our brief this morning will be an update on the search and rescue operation that's ongoing at this point. So at approximately 0140 hours this morning, our 911 center dispatched a call to the Baltimore City Fire Department for a report of a water rescue in the Patapsco River in the area of the Key Bridge. As units were responding, they began to receive numerous calls indicating multiple people in the water. At some point during that chain of events of calls, we began to receive indications that a ship may have struck the Key Bridge. We got further information through multiple calls that the Key Bridge, portions of the Key Bridge had actually collapsed. At about 0150 hours, our first unit arrived on scene and reported a complete collapse of the Key Bridge. We were also given information at that time that there were likely multiple people on the bridge at the time of the collapse, and that as a result, multiple people were in the water. We were able to remove 2 people from the water. One individual refused service and refused transport. Essentially, that person was not injured. However, there was another individual that's been transported to a local trauma center that is in very serious condition. At this time, we have multiple air assets from the Maryland State Police, as well as the Baltimore Police.
All right, we've been hearing the latest out of Baltimore. That is where the fire chief is talking about the rescue operations involving multiple people there after the
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
5:31, rain overnight and a few more showers on the radar. I'll track when they move out of the area and look ahead to your Easter weekend.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Tuesday morning on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get straight to the breaking news that we're following this morning out of Baltimore. We just heard moments ago from some of the leaders in Baltimore regarding the bridge collapse that you can see on the bottom right side of your screen. If we have sound available, I'd like to listen into a little bit more of this live news conference happening right now.
We have to try to find and save. This is what our focus should be on right now. We're going to continue to work in partnership with every part of government to do everything that we can to get us through the other side of this tragedy. And with that, I'll turn it over to County Executive Oshevsky.
All right, hearing there from the mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, and we have a lot of other first responders, emergency teams, both local, state, and federal. I want to update you on what we heard before we went to the last commercial break, and that was from one of the heads of the first responder departments there. We had the fire department chief talking about the number of people that they had rescued so far being 2. One person refusing treatment, not sure how or where they found that person, but another person who they were also able to find, who they rushed off to the hospital, who is in very serious condition. The issue here, Erica, and we heard the chief talking moments ago about this, is they're not exactly sure how many people they're looking for. Estimates are around 20, but that's based on how many cars or trucks they thought were on the bridge when that cargo ship hit a column of the Key Bridge, causing the entire span of this thing to collapse.
That video watching this is just so heartbreaking. He really emphasized, though, that this is this morning, as of right now, a search and rescue operation.
Right.
And it is by air. They're doing underwater, infrared technology, whatever they have available to them, they are using that.
Well, and I want to give you a little bit of perspective here on where this is happening, because you might be waking up and thinking, okay, Baltimore, where, what, like, why does this matter? If you were looking at a map and you were looking at Baltimore on the map, all right, this is to the east of Baltimore. They're in the waterway where we've got the Atlantic Ocean that feeds up into all the different tributaries there in the Bay Area, you could say. But this Francis Scott Key Bridge that has collapsed is the first bridge that you would come to as you were entering by water the Baltimore ports. Okay, you've got places like Fort Armistead, which is on one side of the bridge. I'm thinking about landmarks when you get into Baltimore, places like Fells Point, Federal Hill, locations like that, Cherry Hill. So all of those are further inland. This bridge, again, would be the first one that you would see if you were approaching Baltimore by water.
Okay, Jen, we're also hearing that the crew is still aboard that cargo ship.
Yes.
So we'll continue getting some more updates on this story and, of course, share it both on air at fox17.com and online as well.
All right, more big breaking news here this morning, and this one brings us back here closer to home. We have 2 people hurt in a shooting in East Nashville in the overnight hours.
Metro dispatcher confirming the information that it happened just before midnight over on Leachy Avenue. That is where we find Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar with another update.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. I spoke to 2 people who had a near-death experience, and it's just like a scene out of a movie. They tell me that the bullets from that shooting here in East Nashville on Leachy Avenue near Meridian pierced through their bedroom wall behind me. Now, if my photojournalist Madison pans up, it's hard to see, but there is a bullet hole on the side of their home next to their bedroom window. Take a look at what their bedroom looked like inside. The couple, Tara Bowman and Thomas Bowman, tell me 2 bullets went through that hole in their wall. Tara tells me her and her husband Thomas were laying down and that one of the bullets hit in between the pillows, another one hitting her husband's phone, ricocheting and going out the bedroom wall, nearly missing Thomas's head and back. She describes the frightening experience with tears welling up in her eyes.
It was scary. It was scary. My kids come here, my grandbabies come here. It's scary. We should be able to lay down in the bed and go to sleep at night and not have to worry about stray bullets coming through our bedroom.
That's not something anyone should be worrying about. At this time, we are working to identify the people who were shot, and we're also working to find out if it was one shooter, multiple shooters, and if they're in custody. Reporting live in East Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
5:36 and a quick check of your forecast here. All of the heavier rainfall starting to die down for us here this morning. Many areas have actually exited the rain, like Clarksville, Hopkinsville, and all the way out toward the Tennessee River toward the west. But Nashville, on and off, light rain will continue. The more toward the Cumberland Plateau we get, the more hours worth of rain we have. New updates to Future Track we're going to show you here in a few minutes. Just know that once the rain is done, look at your screen. The rain will be done all the way through your Easter weekend. Plenty of good things to look at coming up in the next 20 minutes.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. We got to tell you about a couple of crashes happening out there. One is on I-40 at the I-24 junction. This is around Arlington Avenue, coming in from the east side. A bit of a slow go there because of a crash right under that underpass there. You can get by. It's just going to be a little bit slow. You can use Elm Hill Pike to steer clear. We continue to follow this crash, 24 Haywood Lane. This one's going to back up for a few miles. You can use Antioch Pike or Murfreesboro Road to steer clear of this.
Justin, thank you. Coming up this morning, a burn ban still underway across Middle Tennessee. What you need to know about preventing wildfires.
And for anybody who's going to be near the airport today, even if you're not going to the airport, perhaps your commute takes
963-7627. Support TSU Athletics by purchasing your season tickets today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back. 5:40 is the time, and we do want to bring you up to speed from Baltimore, showing you a live look. Okay, this is where we are continuing to follow the breaking news. Crews are updating us after the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed overnight after being hit by a cargo ship.
One of the things I want to tell you to frame the shot and what you're looking at, all right, we've got two things going on. In the foreground, you can see what looks like a black bridge of sorts. Okay, that's not what we're referencing. Look off into the distance in the background of this live shot. What you're going to see are the portions of the Francis Scott Key Bridge that have collapsed, that are down in the water. And on the right side of your screen is the very back end of that cargo ship that hit the column of the bridge. You can see it is loaded with shipping containers. All of this right in the Potomac River as it feeds into the harbor there in Baltimore. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, a major thoroughfare just south of Baltimore on the outskirts of the city. I mean, you can see all the lights twinkling in the background, and the shot in the top left is the moment that cargo ship hit the bridge. We know, per the fire chief of Baltimore, 2 people have been pulled from the water already. 1 person refused treatment. The other sent to the hospital with serious injuries.
They were also talking about the water temperature because that is a top concern, about 48 degrees.
All right, more live breaking news updates in minutes.
And taking a look here back home, rain, we're still dealing with it. Not a whole lot that's going to continue for today. The latest timeline and tracking coming up in your forecast.
And steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what we're dealing with on I-40 at the I-24 junction just east of downtown. As you make your way out and about, we do have crews on the scene there trying to clear up the leftovers of a crash there so they can get tow trucks there and get that out of the way. Here's I-24 Haywood Lane just east and of downtown Nashville in the Antioch area. So waiting on tow trucks there. You can take Murfreesboro Pike to steer clear.
Coming up, the search for Sebastian Rogers continues. We're bringing you up to speed with the search efforts to find the 15-year-old and why police say search volunteers, well, they're not necessarily.
Trucking company and the insurance company are not concerned with the victim. I was worried about being able to pay my bills. I enjoyed you representing me because I knew I had to have the best.
Good morning. 5:45 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News. This morning, windy conditions the last few days have increased our wildfire risk. And because of that, Tennessee state leaders are reminding people burning permits are required through May 15th.
That applies to all open burning in areas where local restrictions do not apply, okay? The Ag Department's Division of Forestry says to avoid burning leaves or anything else when it's windy and the humidity is low. Burn permits are free and you can get them both online and by phone. If you want to find more information about this, go to fox17.com.
We mentioned just a few minutes ago a couple of things you'll want to know about today over at the Nashville International Airport. Even if you're not going to the airport, there are going to be some sights and sounds that might startle you, but we don't want you to be concerned. We have, first of all, an emergency drill that will be happening at the airport today, along with blasting that's going on to make way for new construction.
So there's a lot happening there, to say the least. We have a live shot from our Fox 17 News photojournalist, Kevin Mumphrey. And just keep in mind, as Jen mentioned, the airport is going to have emergency drills on site. But BNA wants you to know, although you're going to be seeing the emergency vehicles and first responders, everything is all right. No one is hurt. BNA's full-scale emergency drill is going to happen this morning from 9 o'clock until noon. It's all part of their practicing of emergency scenarios. The plan includes fire and smoke explosions. The drill, though, is not going to impact any kind of airport operations. Your flight will be on time as far as that end.
And then later today, the blasting work will take place. We have blasting going on around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Again, that's connected to construction by the airport. If the weather's not great at 1, they'll do it around 3:30. But again, no need to be concerned. I can only imagine, though, all the folks who are going to be landing coming in from other cities.
That's a good point.
And they don't realize what's happening unless, I don't know, maybe the pilot will tell them before they land. Nobody panic if you see what we see.
That's a really good point.
You'll definitely be getting a front row seat to all the action.
We also have continuing coverage this Tuesday morning as the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers moves to a new phase. And volunteers once again gathering this morning in Hendersonville.
Yeah, so many volunteers have said, listen, since law enforcement scaled back their search efforts, we're going to step up and do it. The nonprofit group called the United Cajun Navy is gathering today, and they're asking for volunteers to come sign up. You can do that online as well through our website, fox17.com. But county officials have raised concerns about unauthorized search groups after they claim people have been trespassing and possibly compromising evidence. Now, the search crews have said, we're out here looking for Sebastian because nobody else is. We understand with regards to the search today that searchers are going to gather at 10 o'clock this morning at Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville. By the way, the United Cajun Navy is also the same group that came to Nashville to help in the search for Riley Strain.
In politics now, the Supreme Court is going to hear oral arguments today over the abortion pill called mifepristone.
This comes after the Biden administration appealed a decision from the Fifth Circuit Court, which restricts access to that drug. The White House says they stand by the FDA's approval of mifepristone as being safe and effective. Opponents want to limit access to the drug, saying the FDA failed to take any safety concerns into account when it made mifepristone more easily accessible, and that happened back in 2016. The drug, by the way, is the most common method in the United States to terminate a pregnancy. A decision from the High Court is expected by late June.
Just about 5:50, and we do want to say good morning to our Code Red meteorologist. A lot going on out there with the showers. When does it all clear out?
I would say lunchtime things are almost done unless you're in the plateau. By dinner time, you may even have a little bit of sunshine right near 70. So we're kind of on the tail end of the rain that we had that started yesterday evening and moved us through. And we talked about BNA, and you mentioned, the pilots hopefully telling people what's going on. I hope the pilots know what's going on, too. Could you imagine trying to land a plane and you're seeing stuff going off? So hopefully we're all in the same place later on today. Weather going to get better throughout the day. And even this morning with the showers we've had and the thunderstorms we've had, not much in terms of impact to flights that are getting into or out of BNA. And look at later, we do even get a little bit of sunshine that creeps in. So in the terminal, if you were looking at the big board right now, you would see 12 delays but no cancellations so far this morning. That is inbound and outbound. 58 degrees. A couple of showers are still out that will track when the rain moves out of the Nashville area, gets out of here in general for all of us. And we'll start sneak peeking you ahead to the Easter weekend. I'm telling you, if you're making plans right now that involve outdoors, continue to make those plans because we're looking good. You know what? Let's just do it right now. 7-day forecast. Why hide it from you? Take a look here. We'll be at 72 degrees later this afternoon, 62 tomorrow. Do not let Thursday and Friday mornings scare you away or catch you off guard. We're going to go back to the 30s for a few mornings, so you may want heavier layers those 2 days to start. Afternoons look good, though. And look at that weekend. I'm calling it the 24/7 everything is great weekend. Every hour of the day, dry, low wind, highs in the 70s, and morning temperatures right near 50 on Saturday and Sunday.
Steer clear traffic this morning. We are following a crash that is scattered all over I-24 Haywood Lane. So what you're looking at is one of two areas where the crash is located. The crash is up on this side right here at 24 at Haywood Lane. That it's also back behind us on the other side. If they flip the camera around, they were just showing it, but they are attending to injuries here on this side of the road back behind us just a little bit. So authorities are very busy out there. It is causing a bit of a slow go coming in from Antioch, Smyrna, Laverne, Murfreesboro. You know the drill. We're well over an hour now on that drive. You want to try to take Murfreesboro Road. It's a good way to steer clear. This crash does have some injuries. It will take several tow trucks waiting for the sun to come up to see how bad the damage really is.
Justin, thank you. 5:51 is the time right now. Everything is not awesome, according to the Lego company. Look at your screen. We'll tell you why one police department is in trouble with the toy maker.
All right, and no matter the candidate, some folks
better. Now choose 2 wraps for breakfast or 2 hand-breaded chicken wraps for lunch or dinner. Morning to night, get 2 wraps, $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 5:54. All is quiet on the home front for the most part. We got a little bit of breaking news here this morning. We did have a shooting in one part of town, leaving a couple of people injured. We'll get you updated on that in our 6 o'clock hour. We'll also tell you about all the goings on over at the airport today, and there are a lot. In the meantime, the rain is moving out as well, so we'll get an update from Greg on your forecast and a couple of crashes and steer clear traffic here on your early Tuesday morning.
And hey, take a look at this. One California police department is butting heads with the Lego group. Yeah, Legos. The Marietta Police Department going viral after posting photos of suspects with their faces covered by, well, you can see right here, Lego heads.
Now, some might say this was pretty creative on their part, but there was a new law that was enacted banning police departments from sharing mugshots or people suspected of non-violent crimes. Now, this is in Marietta, California, and Lego, as it turns out, the Lego company is not on board with this. The company reached out to the police department and asked them to stop using their intellectual property on social media. You see, when it comes down to the technicality of it, Lego owns these faces, the heads, the expressions, everything about them. So we understand that this police department is now working on a new way to disguise the faces of suspects.
But at least they're being creative.
Oh, that's, yeah, a lot of people said it was kind of entertaining and yes, creative for sure.
Okay. Hey, people over in Lima, Peru have also been visiting one of the country's largest murals. Take a look at this. It does pay tribute to the late artist Akira Toriyama. Toriyama was the creator of an anime popular show called Dragon Ball Z. Maybe your kids have heard of it. 45 artists worked on this mural using 80 gallons of paint and about 500 cans of spray paint.
Back here at home, of course, we've got a lot of great murals in and around the Nashville area. Would it be a good day to go check them out if you're visiting? Good morning and welcome to Nashville. Hope you have a great stay. Greg, how's the forecast looking?
Good morning indeed. And yeah, this will be a good day depending upon what time of the day you pick. There's a lot of hours in the day. I wouldn't go right now because we have some rain that's still coming down. But I'll tell you, if you're itching to get back outside after this rain settled in late yesterday, you're going to have the second half of the day and especially dinner time on where we'll be dry and decently warm. But here's what's going on. Our rain is breaking up into sections here where a few of them are moving apart. And it's going to continue to linger in this way for the next couple of hours before it fully moves out. A band just to the west of Nashville trying to pull its way back to the west, but also being pushed to the north and east. A very interesting way this is moving. So we'll take a look at it here for you over the last 12 hours. You can see that bottom left-hand side of the screen to top right-hand side, but then it kind of shifts and goes bottom to top and slows down here the last 2 hours. That's where we're at now. So this little broken pattern will continue to move in the pathway of these arrows here. We'll keep watching it for you. Just know that, especially if you're I-65 on toward the east, you will continue to work through some rain. We'll time out when it ends for you. We'll look ahead to a good-looking weekend and a few ups and downs in temperatures going into our 6 o'clock half hour.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let me show you what we're dealing with on I-24 near Haywood Lane. This is as you make that drive in from the Antioch area. We're dealing with a crash here that has a couple of lanes involved and is slowing things down big time. As you make that drive in from Smyrna, Laverne, Murfreesboro this morning, you can see where the crews are on the scene, the crashed out car here, and then there's another scene right down the road from here on the other side of the road. So it's a double whammy in this situation. Let me show you what it's doing to the drive time. Hour and 15 minutes right now from Murfreesboro into downtown Nashville. We'll talk about other parts of your drive coming up in a few.
Justin, thank you. For the first time in more than 20 years, Trader Joe's says they're going to have to go ahead and raise the price of their bananas.
Interesting. The company says the price of one banana is now 23 cents instead of 19 cents. Trader Joe's says it only changes prices when the costs for them change. That 19-cent banana has become a real popular deal and even made it on Trader Joe's Customer Choice Awards winner list. A report says that industry experts at the World Banana Forum.
World Banana Forum?
I know what you're thinking. Yeah, we were thinking it too. The World Banana Forum.
Stop.
Yeah, They say the price of the popular fruit is expected to rise, they say, because of climate change. Is everybody else raising the price of bananas?
Can we go to the World Banana Forum?
Inquiring minds want to know. Everybody else raising the prices too?
Let's talk about politics. Now, this may be a candidate some voters could get behind if they're disillusioned with the choices in the next presidential election. Some folks are taking it one step forward and perhaps adding their own name.
Voting for anyone else? A 35-year-old Texas man who wants to run for the top office in the nation has legally changed his name to literally anybody else. That's his name, literally anybody else. The would-be presidential candidate says he is not happy with the top two presidential contenders, Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump. He says, in his opinion, in a country of more than 300 million people, we could do better. He does face an uphill battle, though, as you might imagine, and even getting on the ballot, he has to get 113,000 signatures from non-primary voters in Texas by May.
If that does not happen, he's encouraging voters to go ahead and write in his name instead.
Our 6 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Thank you for joining us here on a busy Fox 17 News Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are following two big breaking news stories here on the home front. First of all, we've got a bridge collapse in Baltimore that has sent cars into the water, and we have a shooting in East Nashville that has left 2 people injured.
We're going to get right to our breaking news out of Baltimore and show you a live look of the scene, what's happening right now, or actually what happened overnight. Okay, this is where crews say they are trying to figure out what's left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. And you're looking at that right now. You can see some of the cargo ships off in the distance there.
Right, so the ship that you see on the right side of your screen is the ship with all those containers on it that hit the bridge around 1:40 this morning. This is the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It spans the course of the Potomac River as you come into the port there in Baltimore. Heavily traveled bridge. Even at 1:40 this morning, there were perhaps upwards of 20 cars and trucks on that bridge. We have heard from the fire chief. We have heard from the federal government. We have heard from the mayor of Baltimore, who have all said they are doing everything they can to find whoever may be in the water. We know for sure 2 people have already been rescued. 1 person not injured, refused treatment. What a miracle that is. And then another person transported to an area hospital with some serious injuries. But, you know, Erica, we were talking about all the efforts that are being deployed right now as the sun comes up, and we do get a better view of it. Sonar, they're searching on the surface of the water. They're searching deep under the water. They've got choppers out.
Yeah, they were emphasizing this is a search and rescue operation.
All right, more live breaking news updates as they come in. Right now, we bring it back here closer to home, where we're also following breaking news in our own backyard. We have 2 people who have been injured in a shooting in East Nashville.
Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us out there after speaking with the family, talking about how one of the bullets over on Leachy Avenue, Karen, hit their cell phone.
Yeah, it's like a scene out of a movie. It's insane. But I do want to bring you up to speed on that shooting. We know from dispatch the call came in a little before midnight. At this time, we don't know the condition of the people who were shot. And Tara Bowman, she's a neighbor, she says that she heard gunshots ring out while her and her husband Thomas were sleeping in this home behind me. It's insane to even think about. Now, it's hard to see, but there is a bullet hole next to their bedroom window where Tara says bullets pierced through the wall and nearly killed them. Couple says it was actually 2 bullets that went through that hole in their wall. One of the bullets hit in between their pillows and another one hit her husband's phone, ricocheting and going out the bedroom wall, nearly missing Thomas's head and back. Thomas was taken to the hospital shortly after from anxiety and high blood pressure. As you can imagine, just how frightening and devastating that moment was. Tara tells us how she's feeling that they managed to survive.
Terrified, like you don't know what's going on. You don't know how close it is. You don't know if it's next door, across the street. You don't know. You're just in the floor praying.
We are working to identify the people who were taken to the hospital and if the suspects are in custody. We have the information. We will bring that to you. Reporting live in East Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:04 our time, taking a look right now to the winding down of some rain. We had some very prevalent lightning very early in the nighttime yesterday, and then that really took over overnight to some steady to at times heavy rainfall. Now we're getting on to the back edge of this where the lightning is gone. We only have a few bands of some light to moderate rainfall. They're hanging around here for us. Rainfall totals that are estimates are going to go up in the plateau to close to an inch by the end of this morning into the afternoon. What is new this morning? Wind is still there. but it has been gradually dying down. Watch for standing water this morning. It's gonna be a problem. If you've lived here for a while and you make that same morning commute every day and you know what areas that water starts to pond, this is one of those mornings it's likely going to happen here in the coming hours. Showers do stick around a little bit longer into early afternoon. But what else is new is, as I kind of thought about an hour ago, that our wind advisory has been lifted for most of Middle Tennessee. Doesn't mean it's not going to be breezy, but it means that wind gusts will not get to the 40-mile-per-hour mark again later on today across the board. We're looking much better for the wind. Temperature's not bad, 59 degrees. Some cloud cover will linger for us, but if you want a little taste of sunshine, very late in the day might be your window of opportunity. We're in the 50s to right near 60 so far this morning. It's a nice place to start. We'll be about 20 degrees colder a few mornings from now, so we'll look ahead to that and just make sure at least some good boots and rain gear. If you are east of I-65, that's your best bet of what to wear heading out the door this morning.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get you to the latest drive happening out there on I-24 near Haywood Lane. Okay, so in the last few moments, they've been able to kind of get this crash all together. At one point, this crash was on opposite sides of the road. One was against the barrier. The other one was on this side against the grass. In the last few moments, they had to stop traffic, move everything over to one side here so they can better control what's going on with this crash. It is still causing a bit of a slowdown. 76 minutes right now from Murfreesboro into downtown, 31 minutes coming out of Mount Juliet, 29 minutes coming out of Franklin. We'll continue to watch it for you here this morning, but your main concern is right here in Murfreesboro. You want to take Murfreesboro Pike is the best way to steer clear.
Justin, thank you. Coming up, the school voucher debate continues in Williamson County. Lawmakers who normally agree on everything cannot find common ground on this issue.
We're going to hear from both sides as they look for a solution before they vote. And good morning to you. A live look from Metro Center. A rainy start to this Tuesday. If the kids have to be to the bus stop in the next
6:09 is the time. For months, politicians, educators, parents, advocates, they've all talked about the governor's proposal for a school choice program. It would allow state money to be used to send students to private schools. However, Republicans who have a supermajority in both the House and Senate cannot agree on whether or not this is a good idea or not. A few days ago, lawmakers from Williamson County all met in the same room. They all took the microphone talking about this particular proposal, and you can hear the clear difference in the opinions.
But there are families in other parts of the state that don't have the resources to pay for an alternative education environment for their child that will be able to utilize this scholarship and perhaps put some other money with it or find another scholarship and be able to get their kids into the learning environment that is best for them.
I was out front when I ran that I was against the voucher program. At some point in time, folks, don't think the state's going to give you money and not put some strings on it, okay? I'm sure there's plenty of these private schools who's going to think about this before they take this money, and they're going to say, hey, if we take this money, at some point in time, the state's going to get involved in our business.
Now, there is two different versions of this bill, one in the Senate, the other one in the House, but they have to agree on just one version of it if it's ever going to move forward.
And 6:11 your time here, taking a look at your forecast and getting out the door what to know. Just because it's not raining where you're at right now, and that is many of us here west of I-65, there will still be some standing water, rain, and lower visibility in the areas east of I-65 where those bands have not let up. It's light to moderate rainfall. The wind is not as strong as it was when you went to bed, but definitely still giving us the problems here when it comes to seeing down the road. The wind and water still falling, no sunrise yet. Be cautious getting out the door. Kids at the bus stop this morning, you're going to want the rain gear for most of us. Afternoon looking much better though. I would say we're going to be sunny by the time we get home and then get moving for around dinner time. Temperatures right near 70 degrees. So overall, pretty good looking day. Right now in Nashville, and a little bit of a break with the rain, but it's coming back in. Give it 10 minutes and rain will give you one more decent downpour. One of a few more we may see through the course of this morning, but the heavy, consistent rainfall, the thunder, the lightning, those are all done. Going in toward the weekend, we keep the rain out of the forecast. If you're making plans right now for any portion of the upcoming weekend, we'll plan it all out for you and see the temperature dip before we get back to warmer times.
Steer clear traffic this morning gets us to I-24. This is at Haywood Lane. We continue to deal with the leftovers of a crash here. Tow truck finally on the scene, but they've got some work to do because there were several vehicles involved in this crash. Not just one, not just two. Also, some injuries may have been involved, and it is slowing things up. How much so? Well, let's take you 2 miles behind this crash. This is 24 at Bell Road, and you can see here these folks are going to be well acquainted with their car by the time they get to their destination. They're going to be in there a little while longer because of that crash up ahead. You want to use Murfreesboro Road, Antioch Pike. Those are going to be your best ways to steer clear. Perhaps Nolensville Pike, depending on where you're coming from, to get around it. Well, a major update at the Covenant School this morning. In a few minutes, we'll tell you why the state of the campus, almost a year after the shooting, will once again be occupied with kids. And we'll get you set to go for Earth-friendly Easter. Coming up in a few moments, we've got a tip from our friends in Los Angeles about how they're trying to make Easter a little bit more
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning, 6:15. After the Covenant School tragedy that happened 1 year ago tomorrow, we understand that students will be returning back to that main campus next month.
Students had not been taking class at the school since the deadly shooting on campus last March. And since the shooting, classes were relocated to Brentwood Hills Church of Christ, which is about 10 minutes down the road from Covenant. Students, though, are scheduled to return to their campus sometime next month. And as Jen mentioned, tomorrow does mark 1 year since that shooting. Fox 17 News is going to have extensive coverage throughout the day, including a half-hour special on Fox 17 News at 5:30.
One of the trials for former President Trump set for April 15th. This is the so-called hush money trial. Jury selection set to begin on April 15th. The judge overseeing the case not persuaded by Mr. Trump's legal argument of prosecutorial misconduct. Prosecutors say only a small portion of the documents are relevant to the case. Mr. Trump says they will appeal. Former president accused of paying to cover up an extramarital affair before the 2016 election. Mr. Trump says he's not guilty.
We're also following breaking news out of Van Buren County. That is where schools announcing that they're going to be opening 2 hours late today.
Yeah, the Van Buren County School District just let us know that they are concerned that there might be debris on the roads from the overnight storms. They want to make sure that they have time to get out and clear the roads, make sure they're good to go before the kiddos have to leave for school. So again, Van Buren County schools in our outskirts opening 2 hours late.
We do want to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist because the showers, how much longer are they going to stick around for folks who are not on spring break and are trying to get to the bus stop?
If you're Nashville on east, we're waiting for a few more hours to get done. If you're west and well west, not seeing rain right now, talk about maybe Clarksville, Hopkinsville. You're done. So we're kind of a 50-50 split right now, which we'll take a look at. The weather maker is the rain we've been seeing, and then the aftermath of that. Even when we're done with the rain, there'll still be some puddles all over the place, damp pavement, wet grass, all of that for the rest of today. But you can see our rain chances die down, and this is Nashville specific, more toward the east. It'll last a little longer, but by lunchtime we're done, and then by dinner time across the board, everyone is done. Here's a look at future track to kind of pave the way for us here, leading throughout this morning and afternoon. This is your 6 a.m. picture, right where we're at, nailing it. Going in toward the later stages of this morning, we kind of keep that rain going through 8 a.m. Heavier rainfall well off to the east of the metro area. This is now just that steady, light to moderate rainfall. 1 o'clock this afternoon, as I was just pointing out. Nashville basically done. Could you catch a quick sprinkle? Absolutely. But is it likely? No. Going into 5, 6 o'clock, you get a little sunshine right before sunset. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Overall, not a terrible day for us here. And once we are done with this rain that we settled into yesterday, 1 to 2 inches of rain will have come down. That helps with all the burn bans we've seen in some local areas. That will help a little bit with our drought leading in toward the upcoming weekend. And if you have plans for this upcoming weekend, any day, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, looking nearly perfect. The only little glitch we're going to have in the forecast will not be rain. It'll be 2 cold starts Thursday morning and Friday morning in the 30s.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to the very latest happening out there on I-24. This is Haywood Lane. As you make that drive into town through the Antioch area, we're dealing with a crash there on the shoulder. Tow truck is there, but things are still slow. You can see several cars lined up there on the shoulder of the road. It is causing a backup. This is what it looks like here at 24 at Bell Road. They're around 2 miles behind that crash. What is it doing to your overall drive time? Well, it was up at around 75 minutes a short time ago. Believe it or not, things have improved. 67 minutes now on that drive. Hendersonville at 32 minutes. Mount Juliet at 27 minutes. That drive down I-24 can be helped a little bit if you're willing to take Murfreesboro Pike as the best way to steer clear.
Well, Easter is just a couple of days away, but before you fill your child's Easter basket with all those Easter plastic eggs and the grass, you might want to maybe think twice, say some.
Okay, now we're gonna hear a story this morning from our Fox News correspondent Jonathan Hunt. He's talking about the way they're doing things on the West Coast that might be more climate or eco-friendly. And I know what you might be thinking. You don't need them to tell you how to celebrate Easter, but you might get a few tips here. So let's listen to what Mr. Hunt has to say.
Before you head down the rabbit hole of Easter preparations, you may want to consider the planet. 78% of consumers say a sustainable lifestyle is important to them, according to a recent study by Nielsen IQ.
So as far as holidays go, it is not difficult at all to make them more sustainable.
The party goddess, Marley Major, says there are several ways to make Easter more earth-friendly, starting with Easter baskets. Instead of getting a new one, try repurposing an old basket or putting the goodies in a canvas bag or glass vase. And Major recommends avoiding one of the most wasteful Easter traditions, plastic Easter grass.
Most of us have shredders, and why not just shred all the junk paper or newspaper stuff that we have lying around and fill the baskets with that?
The spring celebration wouldn't be the same without colourful eggs. Major suggests skipping the dye kits and instead turning to natural ingredients to add colour to your holiday.
You can grind up dried mushrooms. You can dye things with beets. And then, of course, you have to set them with white vinegar. But that can be really fun for kids to make their own dyes and have different colors.
And before you sit down to enjoy your Easter meal, Major says you can take steps to reduce waste by composting scraps as you cook and food left on plates once everyone is full, and avoiding disposable single-use plastics.
Try to limit the amount of, plastic disposable plates or forks or cups. Or try not to have a lot of platters that they're going to get delivered in the disposable stuff and thrown away. Maybe have more of a potluck Easter.
One of the hallmarks of Easter is, of course, the egg hunt, which typically involves plastic eggs. Major suggests keeping them to reuse year after year. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
Best value brand now with payments from $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We're going to send you live right now to Baltimore, where we are getting an update from the U.S. Coast Guard and other transportation officials with regards to this bridge collapse there in Baltimore.
The FBI has basically to see if there's any terrorism connection, which there's not.
Any confirmed deaths?
No confirmed fatalities.
Any recovered from the water alive?
That's still under, still the rescue mission is still active.
Do you have any sense of what happened to the actual cargo ship? There were some reports that it suffered some major power outages just before it crashed into the
Too early in the investigation.
Was a pilot operating the ship coming in and out of the port? Was it a port's authorized pilot, or was it the captain of the ship?
No, the pilots move ships in and out of the port of Baltimore.
What's happening?
Pilots move ships in and out of Baltimore.
What's happening to all the other ships that are waiting to back up at this point? How are you navigating that?
Basically, we're communicating with them. They obviously understand the situation, and we'll deal with the logistics of that later.
Has the crew been evacuated from the ship, and has the Coast Guard been able to make contact with the pilot on the ship?
That's all being done right now. I don't know the exact details of where they all are, but yes, obviously we're contacting.
All right, just want to let you know, in case you are just now joining us, good morning to you. The big breaking news story of the morning is the cargo ship that slammed into a concrete structure of the Francis Scott Key Bridge as you enter Baltimore. It is the Patapsco River, that feeds off of the Potomac River there as you get into the port of Baltimore. And you just heard moments ago this transportation official say so far no confirmation of terrorism. They don't believe it to be and no confirmation of any deaths. Now, taking a look here, this is the sun's come up. We've got a live aerial shot showing you of that cargo ship and the bridge that is just mangled in pieces. The span of that bridge collapsing earlier this morning around 1:30.
Around 1:30. By the way, the bridge is part of Interstate I-695 there in Baltimore. If you're familiar with the area, you may know what that interstate is and what it means. In the meantime, ships cannot get in or out of the harbor there in Baltimore, which is what they were just making reference to. Of course, that harbor there, one of the busiest ones on the East Coast. So I imagine they'll have to reroute all of that cargo ship traffic elsewhere, which is where this ship was presumably coming from or headed to.
Nobody's getting in or out. I did do a bit of research here a moment ago. There is a huge Amazon warehouse just on the other side inside the harbor there of Baltimore. So Amazon deliveries certainly going to be impacted this morning, along with many other international companies. So monitoring this story for breaking news updates live through 9. In the meantime, it is 6:27. Let's get a really quick check of your forecast right now. I know a lot of you are already making plans for the weekend. Easter Sunday looks gorgeous. 75 degrees and mostly sunny. You could say partly cloudy, but nice and warm. We'll get a full forecast with Greg in minutes.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Watches I-24 at Haywood Lane. They've got the tow trucks in place to try to get some of those cars involved in an earlier crash out of there. And when they do, hopefully things get better. Keep in mind, the roads out there are wet no matter where you are, and that does cause its own hazards. Hopefully, things are going to be a little bit better once they start to get several of these crashes out. Right now, the drive times, though, a little bit over an hour if you're coming in from Murfreesboro.
Still to come here on Fox 17 News this morning in our 6:30 half hour.
On.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Fox 17 News following breaking news out of Baltimore at this half hour. The Francis Scott Key Bridge has collapsed. We're getting the latest updates from Baltimore. Do want to start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here on a busy Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Do want to get you updated on the latest information coming to us this morning from the port of Baltimore, where the Francis Scott Key Bridge has collapsed. What you're looking at here is a live aerial look of where the Potomac River feeds into the port of Baltimore. The Francis Scott Key Bridge is the first span of bridge that you would come to if you were coming into the port of Baltimore there. Just on the other side is an international hub for shipping. The ship that you see right here full of containers, we understand this morning, I'm looking at several different news agencies that are reporting this ship originating out of Singapore and was carrying primarily cargo for Maersk. That company releasing a statement this morning saying that there are no injuries to anyone on the ship. However, when you look at the span of this bridge that has collapsed, we do know that there were several cars and trucks on it at the time.
So we have this live look right now. We also want to show you the video from moments when this happened. Emergency crews believe as many as 20 people at one point could be in that water. They do add that the Scott Key Bridge collapsed after being hit by a cargo ship. So right here, look at this video showing when this happened. Emergency crews believing that, the temperature of that water was about 48 degrees. And they were using any equipment available when they talked during that news conference, saying sonar, going, using the helicopter as well, whatever they could, because it is an ongoing search and rescue operation.
So we heard from transportation officials in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and a couple of things that they did highlight for us just moments ago. First of all, the question of could this have been some kind of act of terrorism? Transportation leaders, they don't have any reason to believe that so far, according to them. They also said they have no confirmed fatalities right now, and that 2 people were rescued. One refusing to get treatment, saying they were fine, and then another person did end up at a local hospital for serious injuries. Monitoring the breaking news developments for you, the impact to our international shipping hub there in Baltimore, live through 9 a.m.
Right now, though, we do have a breaking news situation right here in Middle Tennessee. We're talking about a shooting happening in the McFerrin Park neighborhood. That's according to dispatchers. Our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us with updates about that shooting.
Dispatch tells me that the call came in a little before midnight here on Lishi Avenue near Meridian for that shooting that sent at least 2 people to the hospital. And 2 other people I spoke with not only witnessed it, but tell me they had a near-death experience. And they actually live in this house behind me. They say they were sleeping soundly in their bed when they heard shots ring out. And it's hard to see, but there is a bullet hole in the side of their home right next to that window. The couple, Tara Bowman and Thomas Bowman, tell me 2 bullets went through that hole in their wall. Tara tells me her and her husband Thomas were laying down and that one of the bullets hit in between the pillows, another one hitting her husband's phone, ricocheting and going out the bedroom wall, nearly missing Thomas's head and back. She describes the frightening experience with tears welling up in her eyes.
It was scary. It was scary. My kids come here, my grandbabies come here. It's scary. We should be able to lay down in the bed and go to sleep at night and not have to worry about stray bullets coming through our bedroom.
At this time, we're working to identify the people who were shot and if the suspect or suspects are in custody. Reporting in East Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:34 is the time. We do want to check in with our Code Red meteorologist. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the radar here. Getting better for some and still raining for quite a few of us here. Kind of just really depends where you're at. But the areas where the rain is getting lighter and dying down are the areas that saw it first. So it would make sense you get the break before everyone else does. Taking a look at Nashville, hit and miss, very light rain showers. We've had 1 lightning strike in this entire camera view in the last 15 minutes. This really is just the greens showing us steady, slow-moving, consistent light rainfall. Get ready for that today. What is new this morning? Windy and wet, but the wind gradually dying down throughout today. Showers, they're going to stick around a little bit longer toward the afternoon, especially in the Cumberland Plateau. So keep that in mind. 7-day forecast. Take a look. 72 this afternoon, 62 tomorrow, 64 degrees on your Thursday, right near 70 on Friday. Here's the upcoming weekend and a few things leading you into it. A cooler couple afternoons Wednesday and Thursday. A few cooler nights Wednesday night and Thursday night before the weekend arrives, and nearly every hour of the day for Saturday and Sunday. Beautiful nighttime temperatures will wake us up to temperatures right near 50 on Saturday and on Sunday with afternoon highs in the middle 70s.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Getting out and about. Let's go to I-24 Haywood Lane. We've been watching a multi-car accident here in this particular section of town for the last hour or so. Glad to see it's completely gone now. So hopefully traffic starts to loosen up there coming in from Antioch. Let's talk about that drive from Vietnam Vets at Gallatin Pike through Sumter County this morning. Starting to see a bit of a slowdown here on Vietnam Vets. This is typical for this time of the day, but please keep in mind the roads are wet. Even though the rain has stopped in a lot of parts of Nashville and the surrounding areas, the roads are going to remain wet for the next several hours, which could lead to some slip and slide. We'll be here to watch it for you with Steer Clear Traffic live and local through 9.
Justin, thank you. 6:36, burn ban still in effect here in parts of Tennessee. We'll tell you what you need to know about preventing wildfires.
And if you're heading over to Nashville's International Airport, you're going to want to know about 2 things.
3600. Receive storm alerts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather app.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by the Nashville Predators.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning, 6:39. Even though the winds have died down this morning and we did get a good amount of rain overnight, we have Tennessee forestry officials who are still issuing the reminder this morning that burn permits are required through May 15th.
Now that applies to all open burning in areas where local restrictions do not apply. Now, the AG Department of Division of Forestry says to avoid burning leaves or anything else when it's windy and the humidity is low. Now, burn permits are free. You can get them both online and by phone as well.
Interesting, Greg. I'm just reading here Nolensville Fire and Rescue saying that with the high winds and the concerns that we just mentioned, they also have a burn ban effective immediately. Again, that's from the Nolensville Fire Department. Burn ban in effect until further notice.
Yeah, you would think that one good soaking rain can kind of just get rid of all the problems that you have. That's not necessarily the way it goes. And with the ground being so dry as it has been, just everything else being dry, starting the growing season here, yes, we're not going to be seeing those go away for quite some time. But here's what we're doing and what we're dealing with here this morning. We're seeing a few more showers that are out there. That rain stair steps down throughout the morning into early afternoon. Many of us are already rain free, which is good. Those of us who aren't, a few more hours to go. Future track starting us right now. Most of our rainfall right along the I-65 corridor pushing east of Nashville out toward the Cumberland Plateau. This is through 8 o'clock. Not much movement in the next hour. Even through early lunchtime hours, getting toward 1 o'clock, slow moving still impacting our easternmost counties. Think if you're in Monterey, Cookeville, Crossville, McMinnville. This is going to be an early afternoon end for you. By dinner time, everything will wrap up, which is really good. Temperatures low 70s this afternoon. You may even sneak in a little sunshine before we get to sunset. But we'd have a little cool down leading us toward the upcoming weekend. We'll focus on that coming up in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what's going on outside at I-24. This is a Hickory Hollow Parkway coming in through the Antioch area near the Tanger outlets. Things are a bit slow this morning. The good news is there was an earlier crash a few miles from here. It has now cleared, so no more lane blockage. Now it's just your friends and neighbors in your way, not a car crash. Let's talk about those drive times out there. Kingston Springs in the green at 30 minutes. Murfreesboro to downtown at around 70 minutes. Hendersonville to downtown 32 minutes on that drive, coming in from Sumner County.
The search for Sebastian Rogers and the latest on the efforts to find that missing 15-year-old with autism and why police and search volunteers can't seem to agree on how to go about all this.
And the story we brought to you is breaking news yesterday. Coming up, we're going to tell you what you can expect from the Supreme Court hearings later today when it comes.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
6:44 is the time, and happening today, Nashville's International Airport. They're going to have emergency drills on site, but they want you to know that the emergency vehicles and the first responders, it's all normal. It's just part of a drill. No one is hurt. You're going to be okay.
Yeah, and I know we're still probably going to have folks call us and let us know about their concerns, but just to remind you, this is just a drill today at the Nashville International Airport. It will start at 9 a.m. It's going to go until noon. So for that 3-hour span, you could see fire, smoke, you might hear explosions, see a lot of first responders. If you've got friends who are flying into Nashville today, you might want to just give them a heads up, especially this morning, and say, hey, don't panic if you see this out your airplane window. All right. Again, what they're doing here is making sure that they are prepared in the event of a true emergency. All right. So we've got that going on, the emergency drill. And then later today, after they're done with that emergency drill, there will be blasting work done. There will be explosions this afternoon. They're planning for 1 o'clock. It could go into later in the afternoon. Those real explosions will be connected to construction in and around Nashville International.
They have a little bit of everything happening there today.
Yeah, they do.
We have continuing coverage this Tuesday morning as the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers moves to a new phase. And volunteers are gathering later this morning over in Hendersonville.
Yeah, so much frustration building in Sumner County, both because people want to be able to just find Sebastian Rogers, but also because volunteers and law enforcement aren't exactly on the same page here. The nonprofit organization, the United Cajun Navy, is in town. They initially came to Nashville to help in the search for Riley Strain, but they are now moving to the operations in Sumner County. And they want you to sign up online through the United Cajun Navy if you want to help look for Sebastian Rogers. Now, law enforcement saying that they're concerned about what they call unauthorized search groups after they claim there have been cases of trespassing and the possibility of compromising evidence. But these volunteer search groups, along with Sebastian's biological father, say police aren't searching, so we're going to do it. They're supposed to set up this morning at 10 o'clock on Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville.
In politics now, the Supreme Court is going to hear oral arguments today over the abortion pill that is called mifepristone. Now, this does come after the Biden administration appealed a decision from the Fifth Circuit Court which restricts access to the drug. The White House says it stands by the FDA's approval of mifepristone as safe and effective abortion. Opponents, though, want to limit access to the drug, saying the FDA failed to go ahead and take certain safety concerns into account when it made mifepristone more easily accessible back in 2016.
All right, mifepristone is, by the way, the most common method that is used to terminate a pregnancy in the U.S. right now. A decision from the High Court is expected to come in late June.
Well, the jackpot for the Mega Millions grand prize is now more than 10 digits. Yeah, the jackpot balloon passed, get this, y'all, $1 billion after no grand prize winners were picked Friday, and now it's about $1.1 billion. How would you like that? Mega Millions has not had a $1 billion jackpot in about 7 months. And no one comes away with any grand prize since December of 2023. That's when 2 California players, they won $394 million to be exact.
All right, so we've got the Mega Millions plus the Powerball. Chance to snag it with the numbers in the Mega Ball is going to be tonight.
$1 billion. Yeah. Okay.
The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, now giving guidance to commercial planes and private aircrafts as the total solar eclipse approaches. Just a reminder, this is happening on April 8th. It will not be a total eclipse visible here. All right, it'll be a partial eclipse that we see here. But the FAA is warning people, if you are flying on that day, expect delays. That would typically be associated with high travel days. The department says that you could have some planes that are rerouting based on the path of the eclipse and the impact to visuals. Special security provisions could be in effect as well, including temporary flight restrictions, two-way radio communications, and what are being called discrete transponder requirements.
Interesting.
I'm going to look into that because I'm not an aviation expert, but that's interesting. Airports in Texas, Canada, Pennsylvania, Illinois will be expected in that path of totality. So those are the states and areas that could have the highest impact in travel.
I also want to point out our chief meteorologist, Katie Morgan, she shared a good video about what glasses to wear for that eclipse. I thought it was interesting. But Greg, were you over there Googling more about this?
The discrete responder requirements?
Yeah.
That's to ensure that no similar code is given to 2 aircraft in the same airspace for communication. So communications between aircraft in the same airspace from the same tower, making sure that they have different lines of communication.
Okay.
That's not terrifying that might be down.
Not flying that day anyways.
You're staying right with me.
Me
right
either.
here.
Staying on the ground.
Stay on the ground.
Staying grounded.
Maybe grabbing some lunch here, you know. That's the way to go about it today. You can get outside. The rain will be ending for us here. Today's National Spinach Day. If you're a fan of that, maybe make a good little salad. Hey, spinach is the only way that you can go and find your olive oil. Popeye joke. I went there. If you don't get the reference, yeah, I just dated myself. Take a look here. Lunchtime forecast for you here. 59 degrees at 11, 61 at noon, and 65 degrees at 1 p.m. We're going to be better. Right now, we still have some wind advisories in a few spots, but no severe weather. Briefly cooler soon. Here's where we've seen the wind advisories lifted. Most of Middle Tennessee, still a little bit windy, but not the gusts up to 40 miles per hour. That is good for us. Take a look, 72 this afternoon. Dinner time and on. Not worried about rain, but there'll be a few little pop-ups that linger into the afternoon, especially out toward the Cumberland Plateau. 62 on Wednesday, 64 on Thursday, and 70 degrees taking us into the weekend. We'll talk about Easter weekend coming up in 5 minutes.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Trees of glass, that's how these look, and were sheathed in ice after a storm in Maine during the weekend. In Utah, Sunday, Grapple and Enoch, and Monday afternoon above Fairview, a funnel cloud appeared to form, but we're told it disappeared soon after. And Saturday night lights over Redding included these bolts of lightning with the hazy moon in the distance.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. If you're getting out the door right now, here's what you need to know. It rained overnight. The roads are wet. Things are slow. No major crashes. However, the rain is going to slow you up no matter where you're going out there this morning. And that includes this drive coming in from the east side, I-40 at Spence Lane out here. You can see all the headlights on. And even for those going outbound here, if you are following too closely behind a car, that water vapor is going to kick up back in your direction. We're going to check into some other areas of town. See that wind still shaking this camera around a little bit too. That wind still out there, especially for the cars with the higher profiles.
Yeah, it's windy out there. Justin, thank you. In Operation Crime and Justice, a Tennessee State University professor facing charges. Police say he exposed himself on his neighbor's security cameras.
All right, let's get into the details as we know them so far this morning. This is Brian Nagy. He shares a property line with the two reported victims. Police say they caught him several times exposing himself on their cameras. Both of them identified him in the videos, according to the affidavit. Nagy, again, a professor at TSU, facing stalking and indecent exposure charges. TSU telling us they're aware of all this and they're putting him on paid administrative leave pending this investigation.
In Sinclair Cares this Tuesday morning, nearly 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S. struggle to read at grade level, which is why Fox 17 News and our parent company Sinclair Broadcasting were partnering with Reading is Fundamental to support children's literacy. You can scan the QR code right there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen in order to donate to our virtual book drive.
Well, everything is not awesome, according to the Lego company. And if you look at your screen at the pictures right here, you might see why. We've got a police department in hot water with the toy maker.
And coming up on Fox 17 News this morning during our 7 o'clock hour, nearly a year.
And get up to 40% off instantly in every department. Plus, get up to 36 months free financing. It's Markdown Mania at Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Good morning. It is 6:55 right now, and as we approach 7 o'clock, just a reminder that we are your only live local news source through 9 a.m. When those other stations go to the morning network news that's national, that's not even live, folks. It's all pre-recorded. We've got you covered live and local. This is a shot from Metro Center. Cloudy, rainy, kind of dreary start to the day. This is a sunshine in your pocket kind of day. Keep it with you, make your own, and we've got you covered here with an update on your forecast in just a couple minutes.
Okay, it's dreary outside, but how about this positive story in your community? A former Gallatin police dog getting a special retirement after 6 years of service.
All right, let's tell you the story now involving Project Canine Hero, which is a nonprofit that cares for retired police dogs. And they confirm that Castle here, good looking dog, retired Friday. Here's the deal. Castle, who was working with the Gallatin Police Department, Castle has a history of aggressive behavior, and because of that, neither of his previous handlers could adopt him. They have young children at home, and that just wasn't going to work. So that nonprofit took Castle in, announcing he now has a good home to live out his retirement.
Fantastic. Hey, there is one California police department that is butting heads with the Lego Group. The Lego Group. Just take a look. You might understand why. It's over in California where the Marietta Police Department went viral after sharing these photos of suspects with their faces covered by Lego heads. They got creative. Not necessarily good for Legos, though. The department says that this was done after a new law banned them from sharing mugshots of photos of people suspected of nonviolent crimes.
Oh
the
my
Barbie
gosh,
head right
there's
here.
A Barbie head.
Okay. Legos, they're not necessarily on board with this method, though.
Shrek.
The company reached out to the department asking them to stop using their intellectual property on social media. The police department now says they're working on finding a new way to disguise the faces of suspects that does not include Legos. Creative, but no.
Kind of entertaining, I gotta say.
The Barbie one did make me chuckle.
And then it kind of makes you wonder if they're actually mimicking the face underneath, too. There's a whole layer, there's a whole layer of questions.
Right, they seem to be emotionally appropriate for the picture.
That they do. Taking a look here. Maybe we have to bust out the emoji forecast for going into the weekend here next half hour when we go from 7 to 9. Just to tell you the look that might be on your face each day. Because this morning might not be the best one here. We have the rain overnight, the thunder, the lightning. We have the standing water, 72 degrees temperature right now. Wind dying down for us, or I should say 72 this afternoon. Right now, right side of your screen, your current temps. Showers will also be ending. Our sunset is at 7:04. Most of us will have sunshine to end today. What does the weekend outlook give us as a sneak peek? 76 degrees on Saturday, and right there on Sunday as well. Very warm, dry, and for the most part, fairly sunny. However, we've got to get this rain out of here. We've got to get the wind to dial down today. I've got a new look at when that will happen as we go into 7 o'clock.
Greg, thank you. Steer clear traffic right now. Things have died down just a bit in steer clear traffic. At one point, we had 3 active crashes. Now we have some of the residual backups. This is I-24 at Waldron Road in Rutherford County. You can see the rain still coming down out there, and a bit of a slow move there in that right lane of I-24. Also, slow go this morning in from Mount Juliet. Slow on the way in from Hendersonville and Gallatin. A bit backed up on I-65 coming in from north of town for our friends in places like Millersville, Portland, and White House. So monitoring steer clear traffic, we will be your only live local news source for the next 2 hours that can help you steer clear.
Instagram has started limiting political content. Maybe you've noticed this. Yeah, the app has changed users' algorithms and changed the settings to default position of limiting political content.
Interesting. All right, so if you wanted to see more, you'd have to go in and allow that. The company says that they're restricting political content that would mention laws, elections, or social topics unless, as I mentioned, you go in, change your settings to allow it. Now, there are critics who are slamming this move on the part of Meta, calling it an outrageous overstep and a direct threat to democracy. You know, so much heat right now on the White House and their alleged involvement in limiting what we see on social media platforms, politically speaking. There are some users who say when they tried to go in to change the setting, the entire app crashed or would not allow that default no politics setting to be changed. I'd be curious if you've had an experience with this, if you have tried to change it yourself, let us know. Sound off. You can hit both of us up on social media or email us news@fox17.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Every day. Every day. I have to. Stop looking is to give up hope.
It has been a little more than 1 month now since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his home near Beach High School in Hendersonville. An exhaustive search failing to turn up any trace of that teenager who has autism. We're hearing more from his biological father as he says he is not giving up hope.
And good morning. Waking up here to rain starting to slowly exit in the Nashville area when it finally moves away from here. And how many dry days in a row we'll put together coming up in your forecast.
Thank you for joining us here on a busy Tuesday morning on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. And we have several big stories that we are following new this hour. Breaking news this morning as we are continuing to work to get updates after 2 people are shot in East Nashville overnight. We are going to get to the details of that shooting, Erica, in East Nashville.
Yeah, we understand that at least 2 people were hurt during that shooting. And our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar was out there speaking with homeowners who said bullets flew through their homes. So a scary situation, of course. Metro dispatchers also letting us know and confirming it happened just before midnight over on Leachy Avenue. So I am going to circle this for you as we map it out. Leachy Avenue is where we're talking about. We are, of course, working to get some more updates about the victim's conditions. You can keep up with this story, though, by going to fox17.com.
It's my son's favorite color.
Green ribbons and a smile that cannot be mistaken.
His smile.
All right, Fox 17 News not giving up on the reporting of the search for missing teenager Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian seemingly disappeared from his home in the Shackle Island community about a month ago. Investigators confirmed weeks ago that they were scaling back their search efforts and they were going to work more on the investigative side of the case. Now, they didn't say exactly what that means, but when they said they were giving up on the search efforts, other folks stepped in to help with the search. We understand that Sebastian's biological father enlisted the help of the United Cajun Navy. That's an organization that has aided in hundreds of search and rescue disasters across the country. They initially came to Nashville looking for Riley Strain, the missing college student in Nashville. After he was found dead, they switched gears in the search for Sebastian Rogers.
His smile lights up the world. He is my heart. If you get to know him, You'll smile all the time. When you see him coming, you'll smile.
Mr. Rogers, Seth Rogers there, the biological father, is now calling for more volunteers to help scour Sumner County. Now, at the same time, we have law enforcement who have complained that some of these volunteers have been trespassing or might have been interfering with investigative or evidential leads. So a bit of a butting heads of sorts there in Sumner County. But we do expect that folks are going to be meeting in just a few hours this morning to begin those search efforts again. If you want to see more of our in-depth reporting on this story, just head to fox17.com.
7:03, looking at your forecast, and you know we had the rain yesterday evening, overnight, and we've still got it in many areas this morning. This has slowed down to a screeching halt in the last hour. Anticipated that to happen, which means that the rain going to linger a little bit longer into the day. Just not that forcing to pull it away from us like we saw when it first tracked in. Taking a look here, if you're basically Nashville on east and south and north, basically just cut that straight line down I-65 and then a little toward the Lawrenceburg area as well. You're still seeing some rain. No thunder, no lightning, and it's stuck on top of you for right now. We'll use future tracks soon to find that small progression of hour by hour movement. But for right now, watch for standing water. Even in the areas where the rain is done, this becomes the aftermath of where does all the water go. We saw 1 to 2 inches of rain in less than 12 hours. It's quite a bit. It's not flash flooding scenario, it's just ponding scenario. 59 degrees right now in the Nashville area. We're trying to break up a little cloud cover, but I mean, we really got to give this until late afternoon to see a decent amount of some sunshine, which we likely will before we get to sunset. Right on your screen, there you go. Right now, temperatures all in the 50s. We'll look ahead to when nighttime temperatures dip back into the 30s, and we'll start planning your Easter weekend coming up in a few minutes.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Let's get started here at I-24 Waldron Road as you make that drive down from the Rutherford County area there on I-24. You can see traffic is pretty stacked up. The wet conditions are causing things to slow down in all directions out here today. So be aware. Don't be out here like, oh, well, the sun is out, everything is fine. No, it's not fine. Things are wet because of the overnight rain and things are slow. So it's not just here on 24. It's also here, I-40 at Fessler's Lane, making that drive in from the east side. Again, things are very slow here. The drive is also slow coming down from the Clarksville, Montgomery County side of things. We're going to show you that particular drive coming up here in the next few minutes. Stay with us.
Justin, thank you. 7:05 right now. Heads up if you plan to be in the area of Nashville International Airport today. Got a lot going on there, including a full-scale emergency drill that is mandated by the Federal Aviation Administration.
And we certainly do not want this to catch you off guard. The mock emergency scenario is going to feature an actual fire, smoke, and explosions. Right now, our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us out there live from the airport. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. BNA officials tell me that they do this mock emergency drill every 3 years, and it should actually be a plane crash that they will be mimicking, where first responders will be having scenarios like you'll be seeing fire, smoke, and explosions, just as you mentioned. It'll be happening behind me at the airfield of the BNA airport. Now, there will be a media briefing at 9 a.m. where we're going to be getting more details on what exactly they will be doing. But for now, we know that this mock scenario will start at 9 and end at noon. And the best part is that BNA officials tell me that this won't impact any flights, but it could be startling to some people. So don't be alarmed. This is again mandated, as was mentioned, and I'll have more details for you as we get them. Reporting live, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Following some late breaking news this morning from Van Buren County, where schools, we understand, will be opening 2 hours late today.
The Van Buren County School District says this is because of debris from the overnight storms, and they want to make sure it's cleared out before children need to go ahead and leave for school. It's a story we're updating over on fox17.com. And by the way, Greg was saying that the weather is expected to clear and those showers will go away.
That is good news. Hey, the school voucher debate continues in Williamson County this morning, where lawmakers who could typically come to an agreement on stuff can't seem to find common ground on this issue. We'll hear from both sides as they look to a solution before they vote.
And looking ahead, Covenant School students will finally be returning to main campus.
Allowance on the 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sport. Don't miss this great offer. Visit your local Jeep dealer today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:10 right now. We do want to bring you up to speed. Fox 17 News, we are busy updating the breaking national news story out of Baltimore. Take a look here. This is where crews say the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed overnight after being hit by a cargo ship, and that's what you're looking at right now. The Maryland Department of Transportation also letting us know that the FBI has helped to rule out terrorism as a cause of this collapse. The Coast Guard saying in part, right now, their primary mission is search and rescue, looking for any survivors in the water. They're on the scene, and they do say they have at least 3 small boats out there searching. At one point, emergency crews believed as many as 7 people could be out there in the water, and those chilly temperatures a top concern. We're told no one on the cargo ship was hurt. Agencies began receiving calls around 1:30 this morning. It's a story we'll continue to update throughout this morning, both on air and online at fox17.com.
7:11 is the time. For months now, politicians, educators, parents, and advocates have all talked about the school choice program. It would allow the state to use state money to send students to private schools. However, Republicans, who do have a supermajority in both the House and the Senate, have not been able to agree whether or not this is a good idea. A few days ago, lawmakers from Williamson County all met in the same room. And when they took the microphone, you can really hear the difference of opinion.
I am for school choice. I think you ought to be able to take your child anywhere you want to take it. But I think it's not the place for the government to get involved in the private schools. And the homeschoolers, not one single homeschooler came to me and say, hey, vote for this bill. They don't want it.
My position is that we ought to empower parents. If you want to use the money that's allocated to a student under the TESA formula to go to your local public school, that's great. If you're in a county and you want to send your kid to another school in that same county or that same LEA, you can do that. We've got a statute that provides for that. If you want to take your TESA funds and educate your child in a private or a Christian school, you can do that. And I think we should do something for the homeschoolers, although it's not currently in the House bill. So I think when you get to the principle of parental choice, I think we're all on the same page. It just becomes a question of how to implement that.
Well, there's at least 2 different versions of this bill, one in the House, the other one in the Senate, but they got to agree at some point on just one bill if this program is ever going to move forward. Well, coming up, we've got a look at both your traffic and your weather conditions as the rain has pushed out of the mid-state. The question is there any more? And where do the temperatures go from here? Greg's got an update on that. Plus, your steer clear traffic, not just here at 440 at Nolan.
Let's see what they've got. Coming to Nissan Stadium April 20th. Get tickets at supercrosslive.com, an SMX World Championship Series event.
Feels good to be home. For 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, shop the 48-hour super sale at Ashley. Get 25% off your entire purchase or get 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase and no money down. The 48-hour super sale only at Ashley.
We are going to continue to seek justice for Austin until we have it, because he deserves it. And so does anybody else who's been put in a similar situation.
We have continuing coverage this morning as the family of the young man who died after a fight with a bouncer at a Music Row bar wants justice for their son.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live outside of Tin Roof, where it happened, with another update. Good morning, Peyton.
Good morning, Jen and Erica, and it started out as a night of celebrating. Austin Turner's stepmom, Megan Turner, tells us that he and his buddies went to Tin Roof right here on Demumbrian Street to celebrate winning a sports bet.
That night on February 18th was anything but that for Austin Turner's family and friends.
And he was leaving that bar. So my son was not an aggressor.
Police say 36-year-old Richard Cornelius did not let Austin Turner back into the bar, and that's when the fight broke out. Nearby surveillance shows Cornelius swinging at Austin Turner several times, striking him at least once, causing him to fall unconscious. Turner was in a coma for 16 days. His family had to make an extremely difficult decision to take him off life support. His stepmother says she wouldn't wish this upon anyone.
Our son is no longer with us, but trying to accept it is a bigger task. And Audie left behind a lot of family members that loved him.
Austin, a big brother to 4 of his younger sisters, an uncle, a son, a nephew, a cousin, and an amazing friend. Okay.
Nothing can ever bring him back. And there's no thing that could ever happen that will truly be justified. But what we can do is we can help prevent future occurrences like this from happening.
The bouncer, Richard Cornelius, faces aggravated assault charges. His license is suspended, and the owner of Tin Roof says he does not work there anymore.
Now, the bouncer's attorney says Richard Cornelius is innocent and he's not an aggressive person. Now, Austin Turner's family is asking anyone with information on what exactly went down that night to reach out to them. We're going to have more on that and where you guys can submit your tips at our website at fox17.com. Reporting live on Music Row, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Curtis station.
Peyton, thank you. We also have a follow-up this morning after a brush fire spread across one Cheatham County neighborhood. This happened, take a look, over in Kingston Springs.
And due to the high winds, that fire spread quickly. Eventually, local firefighters able to get everything under control here, but started as a brush fire, spread to the car, then spread to the building. Everybody is okay. Now, as a reminder, though, local leaders say we've all got to be doing what we can to reduce the fire risk, reminding you that a burn permit is required from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture. Their forestry division says that you have to get a burn permit if you're doing any kind of burning through May 15th.
And burn permits are free, and you can find them quickly and easily by going to fox17.com. Burning without a permit, though, is a crime that carries penalties of up to 30 days in jail or a fine as well.
Don't risk it. Get that permit, you'll be fine, you'll avoid the fine, and just be safe out there. Now, Greg, we did have the rain move in from overnight, which should at least dampen things a little bit when it comes to fire concern.
It'll help a little bit in the immediate future, but that's why a lot of these are until May. Because one day with some decent rain, when you're in this pattern where we only get 1 day a week worth of rain, 2-3 days later it all soaks in and we're right back to where we were. A few more other things, not just intentionally burning, but when we're very dry like this, a few other things. Avoid maybe power tools that can cause sparks around a lot of dry vegetation, keeping vehicles off of dry vegetation, and then properly extinguish your cigarettes. That could be the biggest thing. You're driving on the highway and you're flicking it out the window. Do not be that person. A lot of fires can start that way too. So it's the unintentional things you don't realize you're doing sometimes that can be rough. Here is a look at Doppler radar. You go east of I-65 and the rain is entrenched with us here. It is light. We have no lightning. We have no thunder, but it will not stop. You might get an extra quarter to half of an inch of rain before lunchtime if you're out toward the plateau. Nashville, little break in it for right now, but this will fill in with a few of these little pop-up showers. Most of us west of I-65 and north of I-40 are done for the morning and in toward the afternoon. But these little pop-ups, like right up in here, one was just over the Donaldson area a little while ago. They pop up and they die away. That's how we're going to be for most of us that are away from the main band. But areas like Shelbyville, Tullahoma, Fayetteville, 15-20 minutes, you're going to go from what has been this steady, very consistent light rain to a little bit of a heavier downpour. Keep that in mind if you're hitting the road here in the next little bit. And also taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Keep it in mind that this might be annoying this morning, but then we're done. 72 degrees this afternoon, 62 tomorrow. Gradually getting our way back up to 70 by Friday. And the weekend couldn't really look much better. Middle 70s, low humidity, maybe a subtle breeze and tons of sunshine.
Steer clear of traffic as you get out the door this morning. Here's a quick look here at I-40 near Broadway as you get out there and about. This is in the downtown Nashville area. It looks like we're just now getting the all clear down there in that area as this starts to clear that particular part of the interstate. We're also watching the drive coming in from Clarksville, 69 minutes coming in from the Montgomery County area. All right, everyone, we've just picked up a crash that I cannot show you yet, but it's on I-840, very close to Rutherford County on the other side of everything. Let me see if I can drag our way down here very quickly on the air, and let's show it to you. It's going to be right here in this area, I-840, right, very close to I-24 down in Rutherford County. We understand that the part of the interstate is shut down because of a crash in this area. We're going to try to get you details and a camera in this area coming up in a few.
Justin, thank you. We're tracking breaking national news this morning out of Baltimore, where authorities confirm that a cargo ship hit a support beam for a major bridge crossing the river in this international port, how that could impact shipping and so many other issues coming up in minutes.
Closer together. It was a captivating time. It was spring, this spring at Biltmore. Reserve now to experience Chihuly while Biltmore blooms.
Just about 7:25 on Fox 17 News, we are busy updating breaking national news out of Baltimore. That is where crews say the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after being hit by a cargo ship. The Maryland Department of Transportation also letting us know this morning that the FBI, they say, has helped to rule out terrorism because of this collapse. So we're showing you a view right now where you can see that cargo ship and the bridge that has collapsed. The Coast Guard saying in part, their primary mission right now is search and rescue, looking for any survivors out there in the chilly water. On scene, we currently have 3 small boats. The latest update, they tell us that sonar has picked up several cars in the water, which is about 50 feet deep. We also understand that 2 people have been rescued. One of them we understand is in serious condition. It's a story we'll continue monitoring here on Fox 17 News throughout 9 o'clock.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. 7:26 is the time. It's an ongoing battle at the border. Border Patrol agents have now arrested hundreds of migrants after they say they were overcame, essentially overpowered as the migrants came past the razor wire fence. This all happened in El Paso, Texas last Thursday.
Yeah, chances are you've seen the video by now. What happened was all those migrants overcame National Guard members at the razor wire and then pushed their way to the border fence where Border Patrol agents were set up. Now, we understand that an appeals court has blocked a Texas immigration law from going into effect, and that's SB 4. It would allow for state officials, like in Texas, to arrest and detain people they suspect of coming into the country illegally. This is a huge back and forth between the state of Texas and the feds. Well, there is a local impact now, too. We have our Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn on the southern border in Eagle Pass this morning. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at her Twitter account. She said 7 minutes ago, border states like Texas are stepping up to do what Joe Biden won't, and that is secure our border. She also has been putting out information about the number of illegal immigrants coming into the states, what's happening at the southern border. She says is nothing short of an invasion.
Senator Blackburn is the sponsor of the CLEAR Act, which reaffirms the authority of state and local governments to enforce the federal immigration laws by apprehending, detaining, or transferring illegal immigrants to federal custody.
7:27, quick little sneak peek here getting us toward the weekend. Yes, we're still tracking some rain. I'll have a new look at the radar for you here going into our 7:30 half hour, and future track is re-racking as well. We may get this out of here sooner than it looked a few hours ago, but Sunday, Easter Sunday, 75 degrees, fist pumping all the way through that day when it comes to your weather walking outdoors, nothing to worry about. Easter egg hunts, services in the morning, everything looks good. Don't plan for rain, plan for a nice calm day on your Sunday.
Well, up next, we've got the very latest on your steer clear traffic, including that crash down at 840 at the Nashville Highway in Rutherford County. We're going to tell you the best way to steer clear of that particular mess.
But I don't think it'll ever be 100% yet.
Plus, an Arkansas family begs the Tennessee Department of Transportation to work harder to fill potholes.
Dinner. Morning to night, get 2 wraps, $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Coming up, we'll have what you need to know about a mock emergency scenario on the airfield of the BNA airport.
Waking up to rain ending for some as we speak. How long it hangs around for those of you who are still seeing the raindrops right now coming up in your Code Red forecast.
And steer clear traffic takes us down to Rutherford County. This is I-840 near the Nashville Highway. We're going to tell you what the problem is and how you can steer clear.
God, it looks windy out there. Okay, thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Fox 17 News, your only live local news source through 9 a.m.
If you're heading out to the Nashville International Airport, listen up, okay? You might notice something different. First responders are going to be having mock emergency scenarios this morning.
You are going to see and hear a lot of things that might startle you, but here we're here to make sure you are not alarmed. This is just a drill. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live this morning at the airport to tell us what you will be seeing and hearing in that area.
Good morning. Well, you will be seeing and hearing explosions, fire and smoke out of the airfield of the B&A airport. And take a look at how many people are rolling into this airport. Imagine the people that are driving down the road, looking to their right and just seeing all this commotion. Well, you don't have to worry, because according to B&A officials, it's just a mock emergency scenario. And one of those officials tells me it'll be a mock plane crash, one of the scariest things you can experience. First responders will be there figuring out what the protocol is to make sure that passengers feel safer. Now, we know that there's going to be a media briefing at 9 a.m. We'll be getting more details on what's going to be going on during that mock emergency scenario. And from 10 to 12, it'll be going on. So if you're planning to take a flight during that time, again, please don't be alarmed. Reporting live inside of B&A Airport, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:32 your time, taking a look at your forecast, getting moving here, and we're still moving through some rain depending upon where you're at. Everywhere east and southeast of Nashville, we're talking 24 into Nashville and 40 into Nashville from, again, the east to the west and southeast to northwest. Going to give you some rain here the entire stretch. We have wind knocking around still. This is not a perfect morning, but there are a few of us that are getting better. If you look out toward Dickson, Clarksville, Hopkinsville, basically north of I-40 and west of I-65, only a few sprinkles. Everyone else, this rain is just not moving. I put a track on this about 15 minutes ago, and it's just now making it to a few places, moving it very slowly to the east and northeast. Shelbyville, Tullahoma, you were at 15 minutes. Now you're about 10 minutes away from this rain, getting a little more substantial. You're already seeing it steadily, but it will get a little heavier. So what's new this morning? The wind and the wet conditions. The wind has died down a little bit, but it's definitely still prevalent where we have the rain going on, limiting visibility. Watch for standing water in spots, even if you're already done with the rain. Areas that are completely done, you've already seen 1 to 2 inches of rain. It's got to find somewhere to go, and you got it over a 12-hour period. Showers will stick around a little bit longer into early afternoon, especially the more east we go. We'll hit a high of 72 degrees. Might sneak in a little sunshine for everyone by dinner time, and then we'll be dry for the rest of this week, but we turn cooler. We'll talk about that cooling trend and how we finally get back to the 70s for the upcoming weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening on I-840 at the Nashville Highway. This is down in Rutherford County. You can see not just the wind blowing, but also the traffic backup here as a result of an earlier crash. At least a couple of lanes are closed. You can see as traffic is getting by here, despite the fact we do have a couple of vehicles here on the shoulder. Let me show you exactly where it is here on our map, south and east of town, coming towards the Smyrna area here. This would be Smyrna there to the north. This would be Murfreesboro here to the south. In between is 840. This is the Nashville Highway that we're talking about, Highway 70, which becomes Highway 41, which becomes eventually Murfreesboro Road. All of this leading into town. The crash is here as you make your way to and fro. The best way to steer clear, honestly, give yourself extra time, because there really isn't a parallel road for you that kind of cuts this off. You just want to give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes to cut through some of the backup so you can get to your destination. Just know it's going to be slow and it's going to be wet, not just here in Smyrna and in Rutherford County, but everywhere else because of those earlier raindrops.
It's a split-second decision. Riding a motorcycle is a split-second decision.
All right, we have a follow-up this Tuesday morning as an Arkansas family is now speaking out after a motorcycle accident over in Humphreys County happened over the weekend. It does come after the driver hit a pothole on I-40. 61-year-old Gordon Duffy sustained severe injuries and remains in the intensive care unit at Skyline Medical Center. His wife says her husband will never be the same. Now, she says he suffered severe head trauma, a massive concussion, a brain bleed, along with several broken bones and bruised lungs.
As long as he just comes home to us. If I have to take care of him for the rest of my life, then that's what I'm going to have to do. But I honestly, by the grace of God, believe that he'll be 95%, but I don't think he'll ever be 100% again.
Well, TDOT says since the winter storms, crews have been out in that area 6 different times to temporarily patch the roads, but not repave it. Since the crash, though, they have completed milling work at the trouble area and do have plans to go ahead and repave it tomorrow.
It's been our top priority in that area for a while. We just haven't been able to get the okay and the approvals and the crews to get out there and do it.
You know, it's tragic because it's too little too late for the Guffey family. But we do want to give you an idea of exactly where this pothole is located. And listen, we work hard every morning to give you a heads up on trouble areas we can see for ourselves so that you can be safe out there. All right, so let's get back to the location of this particular pothole. We've got Nashville right here. You can see the metro area right there in the center of Nashville, but it's on the that side of the map here. This is I-40 as we come out toward Humphreys County. The pothole location is right here on I-40, and this is where Mr. Guffey hit that spot. Erica mentioned they will be out there repaving today, repaving tomorrow after milling yesterday. And by the way, this is a little more than an hour or so just west of Nashville. So if you find a pothole out there that needs to be fixed. For example, I can think of an area right off the top of my head. I've been warning you about this for a couple of weeks now. It's I-65 at Fern Avenue. But you can put in a specific request. Just head to fox17.com and click on the Fox links.
Coming up, a TSU professor charged with lewd exposure on neighbors' security cameras. The charges he faces and what the
cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. Get 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Look at that.
Good morning at 7:40 right now. Operation Crime and Justice. Taking a look over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page right now. This story has a lot of you talking. A Tennessee State University professor, the man on your screen here, a TSU professor, is facing charges this morning. He's accused of exposing himself and using obscenities on his neighbor's security cameras.
Now, this is all happening there in Nashville as Brian Nagy shares. Brian Nagy, of course, lives next to the victims and was allegedly caught several times exposing himself on their cameras. Now, both the victims have identified him in those particular photos and videos they have. According to the affidavit, Nagy is now being charged with stalking as well as indecent exposure charges. TSU has put him on paid administrative leave pending an investigation. 7:41, let's get a quick look at your steer clear traffic out there. We're going to get started here, 65 at Boers Lane. You make that drive down from the Franklin area. Things are a bit slow, and actually they get slower than this. Couldn't get the camera to cooperate, but there is a bit of a slowdown as you approach the Cool Springs Boulevard exit here, which is the next exit down from this. So heads up as you make your way in from Franklin and the Cool Springs area. We continue to follow the big crash right now. That's I-840 at the Nashville Highway. This is down in Rutherford County. Heads up in that direction as the crash has slowed things down a little bit for you. As you get in from the Rutherford County area, you can, my advice, give yourself extra time. That's going to be your best bet because there really isn't a great road to get around this particular crash. Just give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes to get through.
And right now at 7:42, we have your live look into downtown Nashville. Some of the clouds trying to part out of downtown right now, giving way to just a tiny glimpse of sunshine there. We've got your out the door forecast and so much more coming up in minutes.
Plus, the very latest on the
one CGM prescribed in the U.S. Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
All new Oak Grove Gaming Players Club members get up to $250 on the house.
In crisis in the classroom, a bill that would increase the penalty for making a threat of mass violence against a Tennessee school taking an important step forward.
It is, and in fact, this bill would likely cover the threat that we reported yesterday that shut down CPA, Christ Presbyterian Academy. School leaders telling Fox 17 News that they canceled class yesterday after receiving a disturbing message regarding school safety from over the weekend. So the measure that we're talking about now did pass the State House with a lot of bipartisan support.
It increases the penalty from a Class A misdemeanor to a Class C felony. The amendment, all the amendment does is make this section not apply to a person with intellectual disabilities.
This bill is up for a vote today in the Senate Judiciary Committee.
At 7:45 right now, tomorrow will mark 1 year since the mass shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville, where a shooter opened fire, killing 3 students and 3 staffers at the private Christian school Covenant.
3 of those victims were children, the tragedy becoming the deadliest school shooting in Tennessee history.
And this morning, we know that in the last year, state leaders and school districts across the mid-state have dedicated a lot of money to better securing our schools. Fox 17 News reporter Kelly Avellino looking into those changes.
That's right. Just months after the Covenant devastation, the state legislature approved nearly $200 million in school safety money. Now, schools around the mid-state are using those funds for things like school resource officers, glass-resistant bullet film, weapons detection systems, cameras, door locks, and better lighting and barriers on campus. Fox 17 News confirming 243 public schools and 158 private ones got their specific funding requests approved. Schools had to detail exactly how they'd spend that money. Now, a big part of the governor's initiative here, SROs on every campus. Now, according to a state report I found, 72% of eligible schools should now have SROs in the building. Part of those are still waiting. Some of those schools still waiting. We know Metro Nashville elementary schools still do not have SROs. MMPD saying that they need to boost officer staffing numbers before transferring more police into those elementary schools. Right now, all MMPS high school and middle schools do have SROs. I did ask police if SROs would be in MMPS elementary schools starting next year. I'm still waiting for a response there. That said, I can tell you since the Covenant tragedy, Metro Nashville Public Schools has made a list of serious security upgrades, including weapons detection cameras in all buildings, MMPD directly receiving that alert when those cameras do detect a brandished weapon. There's bullet-resistant film on windows and doors. That's all going to be installed by the end of this year. MMPS also working to put an alert button in every classroom that can signal administrators if there's any type of trouble. Right now, all buildings have Knox boxes that allow first responders immediate access, and there are also some new upgrades to the radio towers in town to better communication between schools and police. As for the Covenant School itself, students will be returning to campus where the tragedy happened in just a few weeks. A spokesperson for the school tells me major safety upgrades have been made, although they're not going to go into detail for security reasons. The Covenant School did receive thousands of dollars in state grant money for upgrades. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Kelly, thank you very much. By the way, Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to not only taking a look at problems in our schools, but finding solutions. So if you have a story you think we should look into, you can send us an email to news@fox17.com. You can also call our tip line. That number's right there at the bottom of your screen.
7:49, talking about decreasing rain chances throughout today. Still showers on the radar for now. They've been very stagnant where they're at over the last half hour. They've not moved much. If you're getting rain right now, no surprise, you've been seeing that. A few pop-ups to the west of Nashville. Most of our rain, though, is pivoting east and south of the metro. Taking a look here, numerous showers go to just a few by 10 o'clock, and then by 1 o'clock, we turn off the rain in Nashville. By the time we get to 5 o'clock, rain turns off for the Cumberland Plateau. Here's a look at what our current radar looks like. I'm using Future Track here to get us into the next few hours. Like I said, very stagnant here in the coming hour or two where the rainfall is at. It'll eventually begin to pick up a little motion and move toward the east through the afternoon hours. So by the time 5 o'clock hits us, we're going to see some sunshine across the board. Our western counties get a little sunshine earlier in the day. High temperatures today. Not going to suffer at all for one more time, right in the low 70s. Look at tomorrow. We're going to start off crystal clear, a little bit cooler in the morning, and wind doesn't pick up. It dies down, but it changes directions, which means it's coming out of the north, where they've had blizzards and very cold air. None of that for us. But we're going to have cooler air for 1 or 2 days. And a look at your Easter forecast. If you're already making those plans, it is always one of those, are we going to get rain? Is it going to be cold? Do we have the wind? No, none of it. Look at your 7-day forecast. 72, your temperature today, 62 degrees tomorrow. And then we have 2 cold nights. I don't want to discount those or, kind of gloss over them for all the good stuff during the daytime hours, but look at Wednesday night and Thursday night. Temperatures easily into the 30s for you, and then 70s for the weekend. Justin?
All right, let's take a look at I-24 Broadleaf Parkway. As you make that drive down from the Antioch area, you can see we've got a crash there involving several cars. TDOT is on the scene. Metro Police there as well. A couple of cars up in front. We just had the fire department come and go from here a short time ago. So things could be getting a little bit better here. It looks like they may be just waiting on a tow truck to get this out of here. It is going to cost you some extra time. You can try to use Murfreesboro Pike, Antioch Pike, Nolensville Road is a good way to steer clear from there. Let's take a look here at 840 at Nashville Highway. This is as you come around 840 from the Nashville Highway area headed towards I-24. That's where the slowdown is. Give yourself extra time because there really isn't a great way here. You can try to use Highway 109, but let's not kid ourselves. Just give yourself the extra time here instead of going all the way around trying to cut through this. We're going to continue to watch things for you out there on the roads.
Justin, thanks. Let's talk sports this morning. The Lady Vols never gave up overnight, but North Carolina State just too much. They managed to keep Tennessee and the Lady Vols out of the Sweet 16.
It's tough to watch the highlights, but let's go ahead and take a look here. Third seed North Carolina State building a 20-point lead, but the Vols, they nearly turned it all around, gaining back nearly all of those points. Lady Vols star player Rakia Jackson had a great showing. 33 points and 10 rebounds last night.
All right, Tennessee hoping to make it to the Sweet 16 for the third year in a row, but unable to do that. They take the L 79-72. Vanderbilt news. They've announced a new head basketball coach for the Doors, and it's former James Madison University coach Mark Byington. So the Dukes of JMU sending their coach here to Nashville.
Yeah, he's replacing former head coach Jerry Stackhouse. Just days ago, he led the Dukes to an upset of Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament, getting to the second round for the first time in decades before falling to Duke. Over the last 4 seasons at JMU, Byington has an 82-36 record.
And looking ahead now, the Preds are going to play their Western Conference rivals for a wild card spot. We've got the Vegas Golden Knights coming to town.
In the standings, the Preds have 88 points, the Golden Knights just behind with 85. And the Preds, of course, want to keep up their point streak. A win tonight would put them at a whopping 18 games and give them a 6-game win streak as well. The puck drops tonight at 7 p.m. at Bridgestone. I just realized, Jen, we got the Predators colors going.
Hey, we do.
There we go.
We're feeling the vibes. Go Preds. Still to come here on Fox 17 News this morning, Chattanooga auto workers getting a historic vote on whether to unionize. Why that's a big deal for Volkswagen here in Tennessee.
And we're also following breaking news out of Baltimore, a major bridge collapse overnight. So right now we're showing you some of the data.
A powerful law firm on your side, one with a proven record of success. And it means the peace of mind of never paying us a fee unless we get money for you. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done.
Good morning. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Just a few minutes before 8 o'clock, we've got business headlines. The Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga set to vote on whether to unionize, and we now know when that will happen.
Well, the United Auto Workers announcing on Facebook yesterday that elections are going to happen April 17th, 18th, and 19th. This, by the way, is the third time the Chattanooga plant has held a unionization vote. Many Volkswagen plants around the world, though, are already unionized.
And a look here at 7:56 at your forecast, getting toward the weekend. We're maneuvering our way through some rain that is still out there, mainly in our eastern counties, eastern half of Middle Tennessee, really. It has gotten so much lighter since last night. No more thunder, lightning, or even decent downpours. It is just steady, consistent rainfall. It's helpful. We're in a bit of a drought, and we have burn bans in many of our counties now that are starting to pop up. It'll help with that just a little bit here. Rain's done this afternoon toward the evening, and look at the weekend. Everything shapes up greatly. There'll be a few little, curves in the road here getting to the weekend when it comes to cooler temperatures for your Wednesday and Thursday. But look at this, 76 degrees on Saturday, middle 70s on Sunday as well. Mainly sunny, dry. All 24 hours of both of those days are going to be good. You get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app, though, for the rest of today's rain. And then to kind of pinpoint daily hour-by-hour temperature changes. Every morning going to be a little bit different than the one before it. And each afternoon will slowly get warmer. After today, we'll sink back down to 60 tomorrow before we get that weekend push back into the mid-70s. You can connect with us anywhere you want on social media, whether it comes to Facebook, meteorologist Greg Bobus there, Twitter.com, Greg Bobus WX, Instagram, all places you can find all of us at to send in your photos, ask your questions, and we'll be answering the question of when does this rain end in my neighborhood coming up next half hour as we get your first check of the forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there, and let's get to I-24 at Bradley Parkway. This is down the Antioch area. You can see where traffic has slowed down because of a crash over on the shoulder involving a couple of cars. Metro Police out there, so is TDOT. They had the fire department out there earlier. It's causing a bit of a backup back behind us, though, that goes back for several miles. The best way to steer clear, try Murfreesboro Road, try Antioch Pike. That'll help you get past some of that. Here is the drive times right now. 67 minutes in from Montgomery County, 73 minutes in from Murfreesboro this morning, 44 minutes in from Hendersonville. We'll continue to track things out there on the roads.
Looking ahead to this weekend, Cheekwood is celebrating Easter with a great spring art hop. Yeah, it's happening March 29th and 30th. That's Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Festivities include 36,000 eggs for egg hunters to find, plus hands-on activities, music, food trucks, so much more. If you want to see the full schedule and get the ticket prices, head to our website, fox17.com.
In Sinclair Cares this Tuesday morning, want to let you know that nearly 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S. struggle to read at grade level. That's why Fox 17 News and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting, we're partnering with Reading is Fundamental. It's all part of our ongoing efforts to support children's literacy. To get involved, you can scan the QR code at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to donate to our virtual book drive.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
If you know someone who is a hometown hero in our community, we would love to share their story. We are close to 4 years now of doing our Ponce Law Hometown Hero segment right here on Fox 17 News this morning. It has been our honor to continue this tradition here. Basically just giving shout outs and a public thank you to the folks doing great people in our communities.
Yeah, veterans, frontline workers, teachers, anyone you can think of. You can nominate by doing this. Go to poncelaw.com/hometown hero to nominate. And then again, you'll be featured right here on Fox 17 News. Stay with us, 8 o'clock hour starting right now.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
They're going to find my son, and they're going to bring him back to me. Because knowing him and his curiosity, he might be there. You don't leave any stone unturned.
That is Sebastian Rogers' biological father. It has now been a little more than a month since the 15-year-old disappeared from his home near Beach High School in Sumner County. An exhaustive search failing to turn up any trace of that teenager with autism. But we're hearing more from his father as he says he is still hopeful.
Showers trying to exit the area. We'll take a look at Doppler radar momentarily and see when the rain finally does move out and how long will stay dry once it does. Coming up in your forecast.
You might be seeing something out of the ordinary if you're driving past the B&A airport this morning. Coming up, I'll tell you what that is.
Thanks for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source. Always here for you through 9 a.m.
Heard gunshots, kind of jumped out of our bed, hit the floor. Heard people screaming, got up and realized that the bullets had actually came through our bedroom wall. One of them was between the pillow, and one of them hit the phone. And what I get out of all this is, kids like to play with guns, but God is bigger. God is bigger, and he's still here, and he's still protecting us.
An unbelievable story this morning from Nashville. That is one of the breaking news stories that we've been following since 4 o'clock this morning. That woman sharing her testament as to how she says God protected the both of them when those shots rang out. Erica, we know 2 people hurt in that shooting there in East Nashville.
Yes, our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar speaking with those homeowners who you heard from who said the bullets flew through their home, even hitting their cell phone. So Metro dispatchers confirming that this happened just before midnight over on Leachy Avenue. That is where our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar was. Now we're working to get some more updates about the victim's conditions. You can follow this breaking news story on air by going to fox17.com online.
His smile lights up the world. He is my heart. If you get to know him, you'll smile all the time. When you see him coming, you'll smile.
Continuing coverage now as the search for Sebastian Rogers moves to a new phase. Investigators told us a couple of weeks ago that they were scaling back they're ground searching to focus more on the investigative side of the case. So volunteers said they would step up the ground search trying to find Sebastian Rogers. The father, Seth Rogers, getting help from the United Cajun Navy, an organization that was in Nashville already trying to help in the search for Riley Strain. Now they're bringing in search dogs and promising more to help find the missing teenager with autism.
We haven't found him yet, so we can't give up hope. We still have to keep looking for him until we find him. We're Sebastian's Army.
That is Seth Rogers, who is now calling for more volunteers to help scour Sumner County, even though we have members of law enforcement who are concerned that these volunteers could somehow be a hindrance to this case. But they're asking if you'd like to volunteer to sign up with the United Cajun Navy before you go. You can do that through our website, fox17.com, which is also where you can see all of our previous reporting on this story. We understand that those volunteers with the United Cajun Navy set to start in a couple of hours over on Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville.
I looked at your forecast here at 8:04 and getting right back to the radar here. The situation has not changed all that much in the last hour. Here's what the rain has settled itself into, and it just doesn't want to leave. But we're going to find the best way out of here that we can for it over the next couple of hours. Nolensville down through Murfreesboro, Eagleville. Rain has been very consistently just light. You'll get a little patch of some rain, even moving into Franklin very soon. There's a little bit heavier. There's one area that just it can't get out of this. It's just been stuck. You look Columbia out through Lewisburg and down through Lawrenceburg. I'm going to put the last hour on this and look at where this has moved. Nowhere. It is literally sitting over you. You are stuck with this shower for right now because weather patterns to the west are not pushing this to the east as quickly as it was overnight. So we're kind of meandering with the rain for now. We'll look at an update to future track and a new timeline of when this will get out of here and give us a little burst of sun by the end of the day.
Steer clear traffic as you get out the door. Let's take a good look at what we're dealing with here at I-24 Bradley Parkway. You make that drive in from the Antioch area at 8:05. Good morning, everybody. We are dealing with a bit of a slow go here because of a crash on the shoulder of the road. This is Metro Police on the scene here, TDOT on the scene here as well. A couple of cars, they're waiting on tow trucks to come pull them out of the way. Then you got the merge point up in front of them here, very close to the Antioch Pike, or excuse me, Murfreesboro Pike exit. That's what that sign is for right there. You can try to get Murfreesboro Pike before this and try to get around this. That's my best advice there. We're also dealing with the crash here at 840 at the Nashville Highway. This is all the way down in Rutherford County. Good morning for you folks there coming in and out of the Smyrna to Murfreesboro area. The wind kicking up, shaking this camera around. Give yourself some extra time. If you know you use 840 to get around from the Nashville Highway towards I-24, you're going to need that extra time because this crash is blocking up a couple of lanes there.
Happening today, if you plan on traveling to Nashville's International Airport, be aware they're conducting a full-scale emergency drill mandated by the FAA.
Yeah, it's going to look and sound like something very serious, but again, just a drill. This is a mock emergency scenario featuring real fires, smoke, explosions during this simulation. We have Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live to tell us what else to expect.
Right, so that's accurate of everything that you will be seeing, which could really take you aback if you're driving down the road and you see to your right on the airfield, the BNA airport, that there is that heavy smoke, that fire, that explosion, anything that could cause panic, especially with things that we've seen before. We know back in, this is a long time ago, but with the Twin Tower attacks, with that plane crash, that took everyone aback. So fires, explosions, smoke, that would send everyone to be on alert. But BNA officials want to make sure that they're not worried. This is just a precautionary measure to make sure that first responders understand the protocol. And even more recently, we just had that plane crash that killed the Canadian family in West Nashville. So again, this all just ties in to the bigger picture that when these emergency situations happen, they want to make sure that first responders are all hands on deck and understands what it takes to do in that kind of situation. Now, that's all the information that we have at this moment, besides the fact that they do this every 3 years and that it is mandated by the FAA. But there will be a media briefing at 9 a.m. today to give us a little bit more details on what we're expecting to see. And me and my photojournalist Madison will be taking a ride on the shuttle to that tarmac on the airfield for us to give you a closer look on what you will be seeing, and you can tune into that online or on air all day today. Reporting live inside of the B&A airport, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, thank you, Karen. The school voucher debate continues on, this time in Williamson County. That's where lawmakers who normally agree on just about everything cannot find common ground on this issue. We'll let you hear both sides of the debate before they try and take a vote.
And looking ahead, the Covenant School students are going to be finally returning to their main campus.
And a whole nother set of service areas.
That's Batesford 11 in Tennessee, where we'll trade anything at don't eat.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by the Nashville Preds.
At 8:10, Fox 17 News is continuing to get some more update on the breaking news situation out of Baltimore. That is where crews say this happened. Look here, Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing. Look at this video. This was after being struck by a cargo ship. Emergency crews now believe as many as 7 people could be out there stranded in the water. We're told no one was on the cargo ship, though, that was hurt. Agencies began receiving calls around 1:30 this morning. It's a story we're continuing to update you on. By the way, they have made 2 rescues so far. We're continuing to get some updates about this. They do not say it's connected to terrorism as of right now.
In local news this morning, for months now, politicians, educators, parents, and advocates have all talked about the governor's school choice program. It's a proposal that would allow state money to be used to send students to private schools out of public schools. Now, Republicans do have a supermajority in both the Tennessee House and Senate, but not all of them agree that school choice is a great idea. A few days ago, lawmakers from Williamson County all met in the same room, and when they took the microphone, you can really hear the difference.
We hope it's Christian schools, but there will be other schools applying for this. And when I asked the Commissioner of Education, will there be some schools or programs not eligible for this? At this time, they cannot answer that. So think about that with public funds going to some programs that you have serious concerns about and their philosophy that they're teaching.
If I could comment on that, Dave. We've got a First Amendment that starts out by saying Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of a religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So you can bet that there will be schools other than Christian schools to which parents will elect to send their children. That's a good thing, not a bad thing, because in this country we have freedom of religion. It's the very first sentence of our First Amendment.
Right, and I agree with you, but then there will be public pushback on this, and it just could end up in court, and that's what I'm concerned about.
Well, there's at least 2 different versions of this bill, but only one can be voted on if this bill is ever going to turn into an actual program that can move forward.
And here we are waking up with a interesting start depending upon where you're at. A few of us are already working out of the rain. A few of us have been stuck under a lot of rainfall. How long this is going to last coming up in your forecast.
And a call for justice as a family continues to grieve the loss of their loved one. Up next, we're going to hear more from the family of the man.
We make it happen.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We do have a reminder from Van Buren County Schools. They are opening 2 hours late today. Now, chances are, if you're in Van Buren County, and this is pretty well outside of Nashville, to our south and east. You already would know this, but just letting you know that they are concerned about a little bit of debris from those overnight storms. So they were doing a delayed opening so crews could get out and clear any potential debris before the kids had to leave for school.
We also have some students who are on spring break this week until the 29th. We hope you're having fun, staying safe out there. Rutherford County, Murfreesboro City, Montgomery County Schools, and Dickson County, they are all on spring break and hopefully enjoying some time away from the classroom.
We are going to continue to seek justice for Austin until we have it, because he deserves it. And so does anybody else who's been put in a similar situation.
Well, Fox 17 News has continuing coverage, hearing from the family of the young man who died after a fight with a bouncer at a Music Row bar, and they want justice for their son.
They do, and our Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse joining us live outside of Tin Roof, where it all happened.
It started out as a night of celebrating. That's what Megan Turner, Austin Turner's stepmom, tells us. A bunch of his friends came right here to Tin Roof on Demonbreun Street to celebrate and have a good time after winning a sports bet.
That night on February 18th was anything but that for Austin Turner's family and friends.
And he was leaving that bar. So my son was not an aggressor.
Police say 36-year-old Richard Cornelius did not let Austin Turner back into the bar, and that's when the fight broke out. Nearby surveillance shows Cornelius swinging at Austin Turner several times, striking him at least once, causing him to fall unconscious. Turner was in a coma for 16 days. His family had to make an extremely difficult decision to take him off life support. His stepmother says she wouldn't wish this upon anyone.
Our son is no longer with us, but trying to accept it is a bigger task. And Audie left behind a lot of family members that loved him.
Austin, a big brother to 4 of his younger sisters, an uncle, a son, a nephew, a cousin, and an amazing friend.
Okay. Nothing can ever bring him back. And there's no thing that could ever happen that will truly be justified. But what we can do is we can help prevent future occurrences like this from happening.
The bouncer, Richard Cornelius, faces aggravated assault charges. His license is suspended, and the owner of Tin Roof says he does not work there anymore.
Now, the bouncer's attorney says that Richard Cornelius is not an aggressive person and he is innocent. Now, Austin Turner's family is asking anyone with information as to what exactly happened that night, if they saw anything, if they heard anything, to please come forward. Reporting live on Music Row, Peyton News, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Right now, 8:18 is the time, and we've got our Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobas here to talk us through the timing of today's weather event, when all this rain finally moves out, and whether we can get in any outdoor activities this evening.
Yeah, this thing came whipping through here yesterday. It moved real fast at first, and then it just hit a roadblock. It has stalled out the last hour. Thankfully, though, no thunder, no lightning, no really heavy rainfall, but the radar picture looks nearly identical to just before 7 o'clock this morning, where if you're east of I-65, you're seeing that rain that is coming down. Lightning indicator turned on, nothing there. Right along I-65, the one band of rain takes you all the way from Nashville down toward the Alabama state line. And then you can see that if you're north and west of the city, you've been dry almost all of this morning, so things are already getting better. We got to work through this, though. The wind still noticeable where we have the rain. The wind will die down once the rain moves out. So just keep that in mind throughout this morning and afternoon. Watch for standing water as you're driving around. Watch for the puddles, and you're going to have some wet and just damp pavement in general all day long. We're all clear. No code red threat level, and now we've officially lifted our wind advisory for all of Middle Tennessee. So no more 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts for us today. 58, temperature holding steadily comfortable here in the Nashville area. A few on and off light rain showers can't be ruled out downtown until we get past this big push of rain that really will get into the Cumberland Plateau late morning into early afternoon. 57 degrees, temperature right now in Murfreesboro, 54 in Lewisburg. The first people to start seeing some sun are going to be the ones that don't have the rain right now. You will get bursts of it here this morning. All of us will catch up from west to east throughout the afternoon through the evening hours. Now, when the kids were getting to school a little while ago, well, most of us were seeing the rain when they get home later today. I've had to dial back the temperatures just a couple of degrees because of how much this rain has slowed down, but we'll still be in the upper 60s, generally speaking, across the board. Taking a look after today. A little bit cooler. Tomorrow and Thursday will dry out. We'll get a little bit colder too. Yeah, 30s Wednesday morning, or I should say Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and Thursday night into Friday morning. Good looking weekend where everything rebounds just in time for Easter weekend.
This is going to be 24 in the Antioch area as you make that drive in and around downtown Nashville. Here's that drive coming in. We can tell you that several cars are on the shoulder of the road along with Metro Police. They're waiting on tow trucks to come here and get these cars out of there so they can completely clear the road. Hopefully then things can clear up on I-24 and we can get that drive time under an hour. Right now we're around 65 minutes from Murfreesboro. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is I-65 at Dickerson Pike. This is north of downtown. Yeah, so this is a typical drive this morning here on 65. Unfortunately, we've come to expect this. Slow go, and it looks like this from here all the way into Trinity Lane for the next several miles here. You could try to use Dickerson Pike or Ellington Parkway if you can get to it as the best ways to steer clear.
Justin, thank you. 8:22 right now. Fox 17 News continuing to track the breaking national news this morning out of Baltimore, where authorities say the Key Bridge has collapsed.
Make a splash. Pools and spas starting at $29.99. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, and more.
Spring sale going on now.
8:24 is the time. Looking ahead, hoping to create some change and spread awareness. We're talking about Voices for a Safer Tennessee. They're asking the community to wear red and link arms in honor of the memory of the Covenant victims and the hundreds of other lives that have been lost to what they're calling preventable firearm tragedies over the last year.
All right, so this is an entire event that's being organized in Nashville. Event coordinators tell us their goal is to form a chain, a human chain, of 13,000 people from Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt through Centennial Park and up Charlotte Avenue to our state capitol. Now, if you're thinking 13,000 people through those parts of town, that could be a traffic headache.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Look at the map right here, and it shows you the distance they're trying to span. So they want to do this tomorrow, Wednesday, March 27th, from 5 until 5:30 p.m. That is the heart of rush hour.
Yeah, evening rush hour.
In Nashville. So again, this group is asking you to wear red and link arms if you want to know more about this effort tomorrow. Marking 1 year since the Covenant school shooting, just head to fox17.com.
8:26, taking a look at your forecast, and we're still dealing with the rain there in some spots. Many of you have not seen a drop since the sun came up. Others have not seen anything but rainfall here over the last hour and a half to 2 hours. Future track, we're going to find the best case scenario because this has slowed down a little bit in the past hour and a half. This is going to continue to attempt to move from the bottom left-hand side of your screen to the top right-hand side of your screen. When we first started talking, if you've been with us for a couple of hours, even 6 o'clock this morning, this rain was already almost out of the plateau by 1 p.m. Now, since it has slowed down by a few hours, 1 o'clock still keeps it into a good portion of Middle Tennessee. Nashville, by then, we're done. We talk about a dinner time where we're still done, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and just a little bit of patchy cloud cover, mainly sunny to end the day with temperatures that will be in the upper 60s to right near 70. That is it. We are done with rain for the rest of the week after today, leading us into that fabulous weekend of temperatures that will be in the mid-70s. Start making your plans. You're going to be good to go. We'll take a look at the 2 coldest nights and coldest mornings you have to prepare for coming up in the check of your forecast at 8:30.
Well, up next, we'll give you the update with Steer Clear traffic. Look at that, double tow trucks on the scene trying to clear that crash on 24 at Briley. We'll give you the very latest.
But I don't think it'll ever be 100% again.
And we have an Arkansas family begging our Tennessee Department of Transportation to work harder to fill potholes after a motorcycle crash.
Support children's literacy. Scan this QR code to donate to our virtual book drive.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Southeast Financial Credit Union. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Coming up, I'll have what you should expect if you're going to be flying out of BNA Airport this morning until noon. It might surprise you.
Looking at downtown right now, we're talking about Lower Broadway. We've had a couple of little sprinkles here in the last hour or two, but steady, consistent rainfall for many of us. Who needs the umbrella for sure as you're heading out coming up in your forecast?
And Steer Clear traffic takes us down to I-65 and McEwen Lane down in Franklin. We've got a bit of a crash on the shoulder. We'll tell you the best ways to steer clear.
A lot to get to, but thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are your live local news source through 9 a.m. We do want to make sure we get you updated on the big breaking news that is happening now out of Baltimore with international impact. We bring this to you because we are learning now that this bridge collapse on the Patapsco River, which branches off of the Chesapeake Bay, the Potomac River in Maryland. This collapse is now having a global impact on shipping. We are getting updates just in the last couple of minutes, for example, from the Port of Baltimore. The Port of Baltimore saying that ship traffic in and out of this area is now suspended until further notice. What they're saying is that they're trying to process shipping trucks through different terminals, but anything that's on a vessel carrying containers is not getting in or out. For example, there is a huge Amazon warehouse inside the Port of Baltimore here, and they can't get anything to or from that Amazon distribution center.
Correct, and if you're waking up and watching this wondering, well, how does it impact us here in Middle Tennessee? It could impact any packaging that you're planning on getting. What you're looking at here, this is called the Francis Scott Key Bridge. This is the bridge that collapsed overnight. We heard from crews about 2 hours ago who said right now it's not connected to any kind of terrorism event.
Right, that is reassuring at least, but the problem now is that we have several different local, state, and national agencies that are all trying to find whoever might be in the water. We have confirmation that 2 people were rescued earlier this morning when this happened. It happened around 1:30 this morning. One person was okay, not treated for any injuries. Another person, we understand, did go to a hospital, but there could be perhaps dozens of people who are either trapped or may sadly be
You see those rescue
underwater.
boats right now who are on the screen floating by here. That's what they're using, sonar technology, whatever they can to try to figure out if there's anyone still in the waters.
All right, multiple breaking news updates coming in this morning. We'll continue to keep you posted live through 9.
We also want to let you know if you are heading out, maybe you have travel plans over at Nashville's International Airport, just know you might notice first responders, you might hear a lot of things, and you might want to say, hey, is there something scary happening here? It's not real.
This is just a drill.
It's a drill.
Yeah. Now, what they're doing over at B&A today is making sure they are prepared in the event of a large-scale emergency at the airport. So, Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar is over there this morning working to give us all the details of what we can expect today.
Absolutely. Good morning. And if you're going to be taking a flight out of B&A today, anytime from 10 to noon, if you're driving and you look to your right-hand side of the airfield of the B&A airport, you might see smoke, fire, and an explosion, all mimicking a plane crash, which we have heard numerous accounts of over the years, and one as recently as the one in West Nashville that unfortunately took the lives of that Canadian family. However, as you mentioned, this is just a drill, so it's not to alarm anybody. It's in fact just to give first responders that training, what they need to do in a situation like that. So again, if you're driving down, don't be alarmed. There is a media briefing at 9 a.m. today, which we should be attending, so we can give you more details on what exactly you will be seeing, how many first responders are going to be there, what they're planning to do moving forward. And another thing that I forgot to mention is this is the 3rd year that they do this, and it is mandated by the FAA. Reporting live inside the B&A airport, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:34, checking out your forecast, and if you're seeing rain coming down right now, it likely has not let up for quite some time. I mean, if you're in areas like Cookeville, McMinnville, Crossville, Monterey, you get toward Tullahoma, Winchester, everyone colored in the green. You've been stuck with it. It has not budged quite a bit in the last hour. It's gotten a little bit lighter, Columbia down through Lawrenceburg, but it's also snuck up a little closer to Nashville. Expect a band of rain to track through in the coming half hour, and it's going to move slow and really be static here for us. But that's okay, because at least it's not strong like that wind we had overnight. The thunder and the lightning, that has all gone away now. This is just the steady rainfall on the backside of what was more aggressive 12 hours ago. Tracking more rain, watching for standing water as we're driving around. That's a big thing for us here. Quiet end to the week, no code red weather. We'll keep things just on the showery side only for today. After today, our forecast gets much better very quickly. We are at 58 degrees looking downtown. We've had on and off cloud cover. We've had on and off rain downtown throughout the course of the morning. 72 degrees later this afternoon. And then on the backside of this, the wind dies down. The rain moves out, but we also cool back the temperatures a touch. Lower 60s for Wednesday and Thursday. And I mentioned 2 cold nights about 5 minutes ago. If you were still sticking around with us since then, there they are. Wednesday night and Thursday night. You might even want a winter coat. Ooh, excuse me, both of those days as you're heading out. Much better for the weekend, though, with temps in the middle 70s.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic this morning. Take a look at the windy conditions out there on I-65 at McEwing Lane. This is down in Franklin, Cool Springs. You can see for yourself the Brentwood and Franklin Police Department. I believe this is Franklin. Yes, the Franklin Police Department pulled over with several cars on the shoulder of the road. So heads up, give them some room to navigate there. Once you get past them, it's a lot better coming in from the south side. Although there is a new problem to tell you about that we just picked up, and that is a little further in. This is at I-65 at Wedgwood Avenue here, about, let's see, 14 miles or so from that first crash I just showed you. T-Dot on the shoulder with a disabled car, maybe waiting on a tow truck here. If not, they will stay there a little while longer until they can get this car up and running. So heads up there. You can take Franklin Pike. It's a good way to steer clear in that area. People using this exit here, this will take you over near Belmont or perhaps over near the fairgrounds in Geodis Park, just depending on where you're going.
Heads up, folks, the Tennessee Department of Transportation is going to suspend all interstate construction work on Easter weekend. They are thinking we're going to have more people out on the roads. So take a look at your screen here and see what they're going to do. They're going to pause the T-Dot construction March 28th through April 1st. That is for Easter holiday travel.
Coming up,
we are honored that you asked us to help your family seek justice after this life-altering incident.
Watch Crisis in the Classroom only on Fox 17 News.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. It's 8:40 right now. Taking a look over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page, this story is trending. Tennessee State University professor facing charges right now. He is accused of exposing himself on a neighbor's security camera.
Now, we're talking about Brian Nagy here. He is neighbors with those victims. He says they say he was caught several times exposing himself on their security cameras. Now, both the victims have identified the suspect in those videos. That's according to the affidavit. Nagy is now facing stalking as well as indecent exposure charges. Meanwhile, TSU says they are aware of the situation, and Mr. Nagy will go on paid administrative leave pending an investigation. Well, let's get to your steer clear traffic this morning. I want to show you down to the south of us here, I-65 at Wedgwood Avenue here. We were dealing with a disabled vehicle a short time ago. Did they get it out of the way? Well, T-Dot has shifted the camera, so perhaps so. Looks like you're much better shape there on 65 near Wedgwood. We were dealing with one more problem, and that one happened at I-65 near McEwing, and T-Dot has just shifted away from that. So it looks like we are clearing up as we head over towards our 9 o'clock hour.
And right now at just about 8:42, we have a live look over toward Nissan Stadium, a rainy start to your Tuesday. Greg will join us in just a few minutes to let us know when everything moves out, when the sunshine is going to return, and how your
Ashley, get 25% off your entire purchase or get 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase and no money down. The 48-hour super sale only at Ashley.
In Crisis in the Classroom here on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, a bill that would increase the penalty for making a threat of mass violence against a Tennessee school is taking an important step forward.
Yeah, and a lot of folks say this is needed in order to curb the threats that we have seen. The bill would likely have covered the threat, for example, that shut down Christ Presbyterian Academy just yesterday. School leaders there at CPA canceled class after getting a disturbing message regarding school safety over the weekend. The measure did pass the State House with heavy bipartisan support.
It increases the penalty from a Class A misdemeanor to a Class C felony. All the amendment does is make this section not apply to a person with intellectual disabilities.
We also want to point out that the bill is up for a vote today in the Senate Judiciary Committee, so we'll have some updates tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow also marks 1 year since the shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville, when a shooter opened fire, killing 6 people at the private Christian school, 3 of those victims children. The tragedy becoming the deadliest school shooting in Tennessee history.
Fox 17 News' investigative reporter Kelly Alvalino bringing us some updates, though, about how school districts across Middle Tennessee have dedicated so much time to securing our schools.
That's right, guys. In just the months after the Covenant devastation, the state legislature did approve nearly $200 million in school safety grant money. Now, schools around the mid-state using those funds for things like putting a school resource officer in every single building, bullet-resistant glass, weapons detection system, cameras, door locks, and better lighting and barriers around campus. Fox 17 News confirming 243 public schools and 158 private ones got their specific funding requests approved. Now, a big part of the governor's initiatives here, school resource officers on every campus. 72% of schools should now have an SRO in the building, but some are still waiting, like Nashville elementary schools. MMPD saying they need to boost officer staffing numbers still before transferring more police to elementary schools. I did ask Metro Police if SROs would be in elementary schools starting next year. I'm still waiting for a response there. Now, since the Covenant tragedy, Metro Nashville Public Schools has made a list of some serious security upgrades here, including weapons detection cameras in all buildings, MMPD directly receiving an alert when those cameras detect a brandished weapon. We're talking shatter-resistant film now on all the doors and windows. That's going to be finished getting installed in every building by the end of this year. MMPS also working to put an alert button in classrooms that can signal administrators to any trouble there. Now, as for Covenant School itself, students will be returning to campus where the tragedy happened in just a few weeks. A spokesperson for the school tells me that major security upgrades have been made there, although they're not going to go into detail for security reasons. The Covenant School did receive thousands of dollars in state grant money to help with those improvements. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Kelly, thank you. Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to exposing problems in our schools and finding solutions. If you have a story you want us to look into, you can email us news@fox17.com or call the tip line at the number at the bottom of your screen.
8:47 your time, and taking a look at top of the radar. A few showers are trying to creep their way back into Nashville as we speak. Not getting all of downtown, but taking a look. Zooming in, you can see, east side of town, southeast side of town, and even areas like Brentwood, Antioch, Mount Juliet. You get toward Laverne, and then just in the north of Nolensville, we have some decent rain. No thunder, no lightning. But I point this out because I want to show you one of our cameras here. I mentioned clouds creeping in and showers getting closer to Nashville. There you go. You can see it right there on the screen, right over the skyline. So we're not done yet. More of this type of a thing will be the case downtown. Everything to the east, though, will continue to shower and continue to give us some rain throughout the course of the next couple of hours. So out the door, what does this mean for us? The more west you go, the drier you are. You're grabbing an umbrella just in case if you are Nashville east and Nashville south. Keep that in mind. The only corridor right here that's not seeing anything when you want to use the little cross section that we have when it comes to our main roadways, north of 40 and west of I-65 has stayed relatively dry. 50s right now. If you're catching a flight at BNA, we mentioned the drill coming up here at 9 o'clock. Do not let that catch you off guard. And we have temperatures that will be in the 60s later this afternoon. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days here where our weather improves at BNA throughout the day. Still, a few delays have been out there, about a dozen or so. Right now, no cancellations popping up. Wash or wait, well, I mean, if you're parked outside, and you're still parked outside, it's kind of happening for you right now. I would wait until Thursday or Friday when we're finally dry, and much better when it comes to a dry period of time that lasts a little bit longer than a day or two. After 2 days, high of 72, cooling into Wednesday and Thursday, low to mid-60s. There's not a drop of rain in the forecast tomorrow all the way through Sunday. That means Easter weekend looks dry. It gets warmer. The only 48-hour time span that's a little bit cool is going to be Wednesday night through about Friday morning. Everything else looking great and trending dry into the middle of next week as well.
Steer clear traffic out there. Let's get started at Ellington Parkway at Ben Allen Road. This is coming down from the Madison, East Nashville area. We do have a crash there on the shoulder of the road, holding things up a little bit. You can use Dickerson Pike or Gallatin Road is the best way to steer clear in this particular area. Traffic there backed up here all the way towards Madison and Graycroft in that area. If you understand, they're north of town. Broadmoor a little further back there in that area. Let's talk about drive times as we end our coverage here for the 8 o'clock hour. 37 minutes coming down from Hendersonville, just over an hour coming in from Murfreesboro this morning. Still a little slow. 42 minutes coming in from Franklin. We had a couple of earlier crashes in places like Wedgwood that is now clear. McEwing Lane that is now clear as well. So hopefully that time will start to come down. You can use Franklin Pike to steer clear.
All right, so Justin's wrapped up traffic coverage, but we have more news coverage still to come. Breaking news update.
To me, you guys have been around for such a long time and you have a reputation in the community. The settlement that was, achieved, it's like the start of a new life.
Fox 17 News busy updating breaking national news out of Baltimore. Look at this video. This is video of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing after being hit by a cargo ship.
Yeah, what we've learned this morning as the story has progressed is emergency rescue and search operations are underway right now. The entire span of this bridge collapsed. It crosses the Patapsco River, which branches off of the Chesapeake Bay as you come into the port of Baltimore. It is an international shipping hub. We aren't even sure, first responders aren't even sure how many people they might be looking for at this time. There were construction workers on the bridge at the time. There were folks driving across it at the time when that cargo ship ran into a support beam. A couple things we've learned. This is shipping cargo based out of Singapore. We are reading reports that they called for help right before slamming into that bridge structure. A couple of impacts that we could see here, both in shipping internationally, because currently the port of Baltimore is not allowing any ship traffic in or out. Another possible impact that some experts were looking into would be any potential impact to our fuel supplies. I was reading a tweet this morning from Patrick DeHaan, who is with Gas Buddy, saying he does not think that this bridge collapse will have a major impact on fuel operations right now, but we could have an impact as, for example, those ships can't get in or out, wreckage is moved and whatnot. He was saying Sunoco, Motiva, and Kinder Morgan all have terminals here in the port of Baltimore.
To your point, Jen, so many aspects of this story about how it could be impacting all of us, not just in Baltimore, but here in Middle Tennessee.
That's right. Also continuing to follow breaking news that happened overnight. We know at least 2 people have been hurt in a shooting in East Nashville.
We now know one of the victims was a teenager. Metro Police telling us one of the victims, 17 years old, another is an adult woman. They say both of the victims, though, are expected to be okay. That is according to police. No suspects, though, as of right now, have been identified.
And an update this morning after a motorcyclist is airlifted to a Nashville hospital. He hit a pothole on I-40 and crashed in Humphreys County over the weekend. This is west of Nashville. 61-year-old Gordon Guffey has severe injuries. He is still in intensive care at Skyline Medical. His wife, Stephanie, telling Fox 17 News he will never be the same. He has head trauma, massive concussion, a brain bleed, broken bones, bruised lungs. TDOT says they are now working to fix this area. Family members say it's just, gosh, they just wish it had been done before this happened.
Yes, we shared that story, and then also this update. If you find a pothole that needs to be fixed, you can report it to the state. We have a link to the maintenance request form that's online. Just go to our website, fox17.com, and click on Fox Links for that maintenance request.
And the big heads up today as more volunteers will be gathering to look for Sebastian Rogers. His father, Seth Rogers, telling us just yesterday they're not giving up hope. If you want to volunteer, you can go to our website, click on this story. We know that folks are going to be gathering on Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville this morning to go out again looking for that missing 15-year-old with autism.
And we've been live all morning from the Nashville International Airport letting you know.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
It is so unfortunate that 1 in 3 women will be assaulted in their lifetime, and that is a very scary statistic. And that's why I love Bling Sting, because you can feel safe and look fashionable all